scene.
Okay, we're going in, and we're not talking about Star Wars anymore because I don't want to hear it. The new trilogy is great, and that's it.
Is their force power considered genosis?
No.
We're live.
We're live, by the way. All of this is happening live right now. I just hot-lived us as we're having this conversation. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Wardens of Whitechapel. This is Welcome to the Party's Mage, the Awakening 2nd Edition game set in Victorian London in the year 1888. We are very excited to have you all hanging out with us, and everything is working tonight, which is super surprising. Well, not surprising, but just gratifying that I was able to rebuild everything after having to wipe my computer last week. All just kind of smoothed in today. I'm pretty happy about that. I am Throck, also known as Sean. I'm your storyteller, co-founder here at Welcome to the Party. I'm very happy to have you with us. Let's go around and say hi to the team, starting with Kay.
Oh, hi. I'm Kay, or Undead Kay, as my known moniker online, and I play Kali, the Moros mage who just so happens to be a doctor.
Death Doctor. Doctor of Death. Doctor of Death!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Evan.
Hello.
Hello.
I am Evan. I am Evan64 on Twitter and Zombie Love Juice everywhere else, and I am playing the Reverend, who is an Obramos of the Adamantine Arrow, and he is here to save Whitechapel. The best way.
Yeah. Fallon.
I am Bohemian Goth, pretty much everywhere, and I am playing Angosin, who is a Moros Guardian of the Veil.
Jackie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jackie, better known as Death by Mage on the internet, and I will be playing Jekyll, a Mystigios mage of the Mysterium Order.
And Kevin.
Hi, I'm Bisonic Kevin, and I will be playing the Mole, a Moros Mysterian.
Indeed. Still working on the terminology. Because it's not genosis.
It is, though.
Who wants to tell me what happened last week?
All right, I can do this quick.
Okay.
So we met an old woman, Miss Havisham, who was coming to the clinic run by Kali for treatment. She has a parasite in her soul, and it is alarming to us. We did some investigations. She told us about her son or her grandchild who goes to, I lost it again, Harmony House. There it is.
Yeah.
I know. Who goes to Harmony House, which is a brand new boarding school and comes back on the weekends. We suspect that he infected her and it's bad. Let's see. Jekyll and Kali went to Harmony House and used their special magic sight to see some terrifying things. Jekyll nearly paradoxed himself and got away from his pursuers. Meanwhile, the others prevented the Reverend, or Davis, the mole's ghost, prevented the Reverend and Angosin from becoming a victim of the spiders. And I think that's it. And we all went to different directions to go and research.
Yes, all of that is correct. Our Cabal.
That was record time.
Yeah, that was actually the fastest recap ever.
Know what paradox means?
Say again?
Does the audience know what paradox means? Did we ever talk about that?
It is magical backlash. If you push yourself too hard or do magic in front of people who don't believe in magic, which is everyone essentially who's not mages, it causes a backlash. And I get to roll dice. And it makes me so happy. Yeah, and bad things can happen, like you hurt yourself, or remove. If you took a resistant bashing 2 days ago, remove 1.
Okay, so I took 2 last time.
So you can remove 1 resistant bashing.
Okay.
Speak of the devil.
Okay, much so as mages than we were as vampires. Oh my goodness, bashing damage takes like 2 years to.
Because it's resistant. Normally, you could just heal it, but because it is magical damage, it takes longer to heal, essentially.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so our Cabal is in Whitechapel. one of the poorest parts of London in the Victorian era. Here they have, through the work of Kali and with the assistance of Jekyll and Reverend and the Mole and Anguson, have set up St. Bridget's Clinic, a clinic that helps cater to the poor or those who are unable to afford medical treatment at some of the posher, more higher class places. As was noted, they've run into some strange things with the opening of a new boarding house, where it appears the children seem to be incredibly docile, and also maybe there's some static that comes off them as well, mental static. And our party has been researching what the crap this is, having found some sort of parasite on the brainstem of one of Kali's patients. They've begun to research even more, and we meet our party now 2 days after the events of the last episode. They have been researching and talking to people and gathering information, and we find them now in Kali's office at St. Bridget's Clinic on Whitechapel Street, where they share their findings. And I'll turn it over to you.
Well,
Oh,
Who would like to be first?
I can be. I want to go speak to some of my fellows in the Adamantine Arrow, and well, I've got some information. And Reverend pulls out this little blue notebook. I spoke to a woman named Godiva. She's one of the Sentinels of the city, and
You've all heard of Godiva before.
I'm sorry.
You have all heard of Godiva. She is one of the 3 Sentinels of the city. Which makes her essentially one of the 3 sheriffs of the city.
And she told me that these things are abyssal spiders, which means, right, they're from the abyss.
Yeah.
Someone must have let them in. They don't just pop in. They feed on psychic energy, and they do not usually transmit energy elsewhere, which it seems like that's what they're doing. It's like they're connected to something else, and that's not usually what they do. But they can be destroyed, but it's going to take someone who's really good with mind magic, like a second degree mind magic black belt, if you will.
You can say that they are, yeah, you can say that they have reached the second level of attainment or anything like that. They actually do. It's not like Vampire where it's like, I have Potence 5. They wouldn't actually say that. Here you would. It's all mapped out and formalized. So you can, yeah. As long as you're not like second Arcana dot, right? You're however else you want to say it is cool. Yeah.
So someone with at least, second tier up mind magic, but it takes a really long time to get them off of the host. It basically, you're going to starve them out. So I don't see that as being a real way to combat them bit by bit, since we've seen there's what, probably like 100 of them now. But if we can get to whatever big one, maybe we can starve that out.
Could someone... It wouldn't be too difficult to, containing one. Do you know anything about containing one? No?
No, she didn't say.
Okay. Well then. Interesting. Any other discoveries? No? Reverend?
That's all I got.
I did speak with Dr. Harris.
Yes.
I would actually, out of character, some of y'all would know Dr. Harris. He was Kali's mentor at the London School of Medicine. We often go to get supplies that can't be easily obtained and that sort of thing. He goes behind the board's back on a regular basis and helps us out, sort of a thing. So
Cool. Okay.
apparently it seems to be in some of the patients at the hospital.
Yeah.
At the main hospital?
Aye.
Did Harris say how many patients exhibited these symptoms?
Kali just shakes her head.
Well, we have plenty of hosts to try any methods of capturing these entities if we want to try.
I mean, I guess it couldn't hurt. Try to figure out what we're dealing with.
They are abyssal spiders, we know this much. But the fact that they are transmitting is abnormal, though it does give us a sympathetic connection back to whatever they are transmitting to. It is a very strong sympathetic connection that we could exploit. With one of these spiders, we could potentially affect the queen of the hive quite easily.
I share Mole's sentiment as well.
So we could reach back. We get a hold of one of the spiders, and we can reach back the other way.
Yes.
Possibly, and if the worst, we can at least remove this possession, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, it takes a while to get them off, as far as I know.
Well, I have, in my studies and my research, there is a possibility that if one can dominate the host's mind, that there might be a way to either stun them or perhaps remove them entirely.
Well, if they're left on the bodies long enough, it creates. They could go into a coma. We leave it too long. That's where it feeds on your energy, and then eventually you start getting slow and sleepy, and then you just sort of. I don't think you die though. I think you just sort of sleep.
Well, if you're in a coma, you will eventually die, if you are not taken care of.
Makes sense. So then, should we go get Miss Avish and remove one of the spiders from her?
Let us continue comparing notes.
Well, they are drawn to more awakened individuals, and they also do apparently increase their host's sensitivity to Arcanum. So it might, which may explain, and Jekyll looks at Kali, that static that we felt.
I think you're right. How do you propose we go about catching one of these?
Well, clearly we get Miss Havish, or we go to the hospital and find one in a coma, and we do everything we can to dominate it out of it.
Well, is this all we know about these? Angerson, did you find anything?
Not about the parasites, but I did find out what may well be controlling them.
Good.
I was informed that it might very likely be some form of Akamoth, or Asamoth, however you pronounce it.
No, you got it right, 100%.
I'm not familiar with the term.
Apparently it's a significant abysmal denizen. The term itself is rather like saying it's a mammal as far as what it may actually be, but...
An agamoth?
Akamoth. A-C-A-M-O-T-H.
Anybody can make an occult roll.
Yep.
So that would be occult plus intelligence.
Intelligence. Okay. Oops. Did not hit intelligence. That doesn't help me.
Yeah, I can't.
And remember to click on sheet roll.
Right. Throck, do I get any modifiers?
Nope.
Okay.
I have one success.
Okay.
I know nothing. Whoa.
4 successes.
Anybody else want to roll?
I think I did 1 success.
Okay. So Mole and Reverend, you know what an Akamoth is. They are nasty abyssal creatures, right? They come in all shapes and sizes, have different boons and banes and things like that. They're creatures made out of the stuff of elsewhere, of the rift between yourselves and where you draw your magic from, right?
So monsters.
Yeah, from the void. So a quick refresher on how magic works. When you do magic, you draw energy from a place called the Supernal Realm and unleash it in this world. Between you and the Supernal Realm is a thing called the Abyss. That is actually, it was created by kind of one of the arch nemeses of mages. I just blanked on their names because there's a lot of...
The Exarchs?
The Exarchs, thank you.
The Exarchs made it?
Yeah, during what's called the Fall. Before which time it was very easy to just bring magic into the world and do stuff. Since then, thousands and thousands of years ago, the Abyss has created its own ecosystem full of all sorts of nasty stuff. Think Cthulhuid-like insanity monsters, right? And Jekyll, you know that any sort of... You didn't get to 5, so it's not I can't be like, it's this, but
No.
whatever's controlling it, it probably isn't another sort of spider creature. What it is it's something that is, 1, able to bring other creatures through, and 2, has a great deal of ability to control the minds of those around it. So that kind of narrows down the scope of research into Akamoths that kind of focus on mental bullshit, right? Okay. And the further thing you realize as you're going through this, just starting to put pieces together, the psychic static that these things create weaken the veil between reality and the abyss. Like, weaken the barrier between the two.
Mm-mm.
So, in other words, if enough of them are put into one place, yeah,
the veil will basically
breach,
almost evaporate. Yeah.
What's the term for that?
Into the world of insanity monsters?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Not a verge?
A verge, indeed.
Verge,
it would create a verge.
That does track with some of my suppositions about the creature. It is clearly not a ghost. Yes, but that's all moot now that we know it is abyssal.
Yes, my mentor agreed that it was possibly an Akamoth, and the information we've been received seems to support that claim.
Yes.
Shit.
I did do some inspection of the sewers underneath. There is about 20 or 15 feet of dirt between one of the cellars and a newer sewer line, which would be not impenetrable, but may not be our best entrance. Also, there's some old weird tunnels that I will be investigating later. Though, these things do not come on their own. I have the feeling that it is either some sort of paradoxical result or a portal. I forget what's the name for like a portal.
A gate.
A gate that has gone untended.
So like somebody opened up a door and just didn't shut it.
Yes.
Possibly.
When
It's been known to happen.
you reach across the abyss to pull magic from the towers, and sometimes something comes with. So, if this is the result of another mage, we have a dire need to find out who and to get them to assist us in correcting it, or if we have already corrected it, find out why they are playing on our territory.
All right.
Though it is also possible that this
Anyway, get some water. And I thought that you did. Sorry.
It's all good.
Alright, then what should be our first move?
Well, I think that exploring that sympathetic connection with these smaller parasites might be insightful.
Do we have a method of containment?
A jar. That's how you get a spider. You put a little jar on them, put a piece of paper, you take them outside, in the bushes it goes, so you're good to go.
Why would you put it in the bushes?
They don't just kill it.
Why not?
It's just living its little life. It's just hanging out in your house.
There are more spiders. There are always
Yeah, more people doesn't mean you just kill people. It's not right.
It's not a natural entity. It's not a caterpillar you're just going to release back into the wild.
Well, no, this one we wouldn't throw into the bushes.
Yes.
This one we would keep in the jar with the piece of paper in case we need to move it about.
Yes, but here's the thing. We would want a lid so that it didn't crawl out. And we do not know that the jar is a physical jar, but more of a metaphorical one.
Well,
I was thinking like a mason jar.
I was going to say that across my readings that there was a speculation from, I did write down that person's name, but that there's a speculation that direct physical interaction with these spiders is possible if we were to reach their the host's brainstem. And Jekyll kind of looks over at Kali.
Are you suggesting that we cut into somebody's brain?
Well, that wouldn't be the first choice, but I would have to say that given our limitations, it's either I spend the next few days trying to lull it to starvation, or we get to the literal root of the problem.
Well, hold on. You don't get to cut into someone's brain. I mean, the things was dangling up from Miss Avish trying to grab me and Angus in it. You don't think you need to carve someone's head apart? We might just be able to go try to shake someone's hand and be like, oh, I got you, and grab it.
With
right?
what? Grab it with what?
With the jar. With
a metaphorical jar.
Fine, a metaphorical jar. Make a bit of magic jar, I don't care. But it's not cutting into someone's brain.
I mean, we could also possibly find one who was recently deceased.
Well, they're parasites, though. I don't think they'll stay on the body. There's no more energy. They feed on psychic energy. I think when someone's dead, that's it. There's no more psychic
Very
energy.
fresh.
Is there a possibility that we could lure it away from its current host? A way to mimic a food source for it that wouldn't put anyone in any danger?
Well, any of us could be easy bait for that.
I'll volunteer.
Well, there we go.
I wasn't thinking a live person. I was thinking like some form. Are we able to mimic the psychic energy that it feeds off of in a non-organic host?
Like make a scarecrow and have it like the scarecrow's thinking.
Correct.
The spider jumps on the scarecrow, we put the whole scarecrow in a jar. Good to go. I like it. I like that.
Write a book like that.
Anguson, make me an intelligence plus occult roll with 2 extra dice.
Yay. With my luck, 0 success. No kidding.
These bonus dice are coming from your 2 dots in the time sphere, or in the time arcana. And remember, you can spend a willpower to add 3 extra dice to any roll.
Oh, Throck, did I ever get back my willpower or no?
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Yeah, how many willpower did you each spend?
I spent 1.
Yeah, you get 1 back a day. So yeah, you each get 1 back.
Okay, cool.
If it'll cooperate with me.
Oh, also, we have rerolls for me, Callie, and Rev.
Oh yeah, you do have rerolls for you, Callie and Red. That's right, everyone. I didn't do any of the announcements before game. I don't know why. I was incensed about the Star Wars thing. I think it just made me forget.
He threw Rock off his game.
It's so like I'm usually really good about that. Yeah, you
Bad
can
movie, man. That's all.
donate 500 bits to give somebody a reroll, or 1,000 bits to give them a essentially a 5 success roll. An astounding success, or whatever it's called in Chronicles of Darkness. I've forgotten the name because I'm silly.
Exceptional.
Exceptional success. Yeah.
Roll 20.
You can spend a willpower and roll 3 extra dice if you so choose.
Yes. So how do I do that?
Just do a /R space 3d10. Looking for 8s, 9s, and 10s. 8s, 9s, and 10s, people.
Yo!
There you go.
Get 2 more
roll
dice.
2. You roll 2 more dice. 10s explode.
Yeah, 10s explode.
Nice.
Noise.
Nice.
Noise.
You.
Oh, I didn't do the space. Hold on.
That's okay. So no additional successes, but you realize that once one of these spiders has manifested into physical reality, right? Which it does once it attaches itself to a host. Using space arcanum, you can literally cause it to continuously move in place, right? So it would never be able to continue moving somewhere.
Like it's on a treadmill?
Like it's on a treadmill. You can essentially cause it to...
It's in a hamster ball.
Yeah, you're essentially
Spider, that's what you
stretching
get.
out space around it so that it cannot move in any additional direction. And the reason, team, that I gave her that, right, is because Mage is a very free-form sort of like your power encompasses a lot of concepts, right? And so I'm going to give you guys roles like this as time goes on. And like you realize you could do this with your magic, right? And the 2 bonus dice I gave her were from her having space 2.
Time 2.
Or time 2. Oh, I'm sorry, time 2. Time 2. Yes.
I mean, you could also lock it down in time.
You could, but you would need more time than you would to do that. So time 2 would allow it to kind of repeat the cycle for a little while. But if you and somebody with space work together, you could probably lock it down.
Okay. Give me a second here. Why is this accent so hard to do?
It's alright. You're learning your accent. It's no biggie.
Just let it out, man.
Yeah,
Just let it out.
just do it. Nobody's going to judge you.
I'm judging me. No, I do have an idea. If we can get one of the victims here, any of you good with space magic?
I'm familiar with the basic concepts.
All right. There is a possibility that what we can do is we can lock one of the parasites in place using space and time, and then that way remove it from its host, so it would be in its single moment, no longer following its host body around and feeding off it.
That may be a step beyond me. As I said, I'm only basically familiar with space.
As am I. I'm only an initiate. I'm not quite as fluent with it.
So, Jekyll, I know you have this route, the one that makes a thing... Yeah, right. So, mechanically, the way this would work, if you wanted to attempt it, would be that the 2 of you would perform a ritual together.
Okay.
You would attempt to make the duration essentially infinite, right? Or as long as you feel like you could press it. There'd be some additional things on top of it, but the core thing you need is time 2 space 1. Or I'm sorry, time 2, so that it cycles through space 1 in order to extend the duration of its movement. So you're essentially slowing down its movement while expanding its how far it has to go to do anything, and then trying at the same time to extend that duration as long as you can to be able to study it or use it for whatever purpose you need.
Okay. I think...
Learning magic!
Yay! I believe Mole and Angelson, if all three of us work together, we might be able to pull something. We need to make it last as long as possible, so at least some of us can study it.
Well, we could add a rune to it. That does help extend duration. Though if the rune is interrupted, by any means, that ends the spell immediately.
See.
Mechanically, that would add 2 dice to the spellcasting pool.
Indeed.
Well, we either take one of the patients in the hospital, bring them here, or we go for a more likely source.
Do you think I could get Miss Havish back in for an early treatment?
I could probably convince her. Yeah.
We wouldn't need this to last for more than a week. Would we?
I don't know.
We could potentially make it indefinite, but that is going to be a challenge.
Well, if a week is the safest amount afforded to us, I think that is all the time we will be given.
Yeah, I don't think we have too much longer than that. I mean, this is spreading.
And in a couple more days, those children will be headed home.
Yeah.
To spread more.
Exactly. All right. Let's do it.
All right.
Very well.
So I'll go to get Miss Havish and bring her back to get dissected. Right, that's what we decided. We were gonna we're just gonna cut her open and eat her brains to gain her knowledge.
Kelly, amputate to get
Yep.
All right, you go and get Miss Havish.
Yes.
Is there a hello? Well, why do you want to take me back to the clinic? You just saw me yesterday or 2 days ago.
We did, but they think that they might have a few ideas about how to make you feel a little better. They want to just get a closer look at you, and they think they're trying a couple of new ideas. Science these days, it's incredible how far medicine has really come, isn't it?
Oh, hi. All right, I'll go with you.
All right, I extended my arm. Did you need anything before we go? You need a hat? You need your coat or anything?
Yes, let me grab my hat.
Absolutely.
Puts on her hat and her coat. Interestingly.
I want to have my stanky wizard eyes, going.
Yeah.
Those creepy fucking spiders try to get on me again.
Here's the thing.
That shit.
I'm glad you said that, because on the way back, a couple of things actually, you notice a couple of things. Twice as you're walking, you walk through a bubble of static, and you look over and you realize there's someone just kind of slowly shuffling, almost lifeless, from one place to another, and they're just exuding this aura of mental static, and it gives you a headache as you move through it. And that happens twice as you're going through. And as you kind of look, you get up to Whitechapel, which is that main Broadway, essentially, street that your clinic's on. You can see maybe every 50, maybe every 100 feet, there's another one of those bubbles as somebody's shuffling somewhere.
Fucking knew this shit was spreading fast. All right. Good to know. This is getting bad.
Don't worry about the headache. It's an era of modern medicine. We have cocaine for that.
We've got cocaine, people. We'll be fine.
Cocaine and leeches. Let's do this thing. I'm ready to roll.
And plenty of opium.
So much opium.
That's true.
Yeah. Totally legal.
When you think about it, those leeches must have been high as fuck all the time. They were feeding
Probably.
blood. Like, that's a lot of toxins for one little creature.
I mean, eventually they did have the actual, it was a bloodletting tool that they started to use, kind of like a mechanical leech of sorts.
Yeah, but I like the old-fashioned leech method.
Oh, well, of
I would
course.
just have the leeches on me. All right. So
Old ways are the best ways.
Exactly. It's all natural.
Yes.
Don't bring your devil science to me. Give me.
I'm sorry to say, Reverend, that the Earth revolves around the sun.
Nonsense. It's flat as a piece of paper, and it is the only thing in existence. Let us continue our day. And God is watching it intently. All right, so I bring Miss Havish back to the hospital.
You bring Miss Havish back to the hospital.
While she's gone, I want to start discussing what we're going to actually do.
Okay. Have at it.
So what are we actually going to do? This is why I ask. Your non-answers are quite telling. Are we going to remove it from the spine?
Yes.
She is dying.
What?
We know she is dying. I wouldn't have this conversation if the Red was in the room.
Oh, I'm not. Okay.
Yeah, you are not there. You are bringing her back right now.
Well, that was one of the reasons I thought about it before I proposed her as a possible subject in the event that anything should go wrong.
We need to prepare a vessel for it. Some way to move it around or study it. If we could lock it for an indefinite amount of time, that would be quite useful, but that is a dangerous proposition. Rules-wise, that's -10 dice penalty, an extra reach and an extra mana.
Right. I would say it'd be wiser to either physically extract it out of her the old-fashioned way, but if we are to use the containment that was proposed, it's going to be very dangerous for all of us here.
Do we know if a soul shield would be able to prevent?
Oh.
No? Also, not euthanasia. What is it? The thing that puts people to sleep. What is your medical term for that?
Oh, anesthesia.
Anesthesia.
Yeah, I have
Hammers.
I have methods to lull a person to sleep. So that is not a concern.
We need to be prepared for when she is here. Are we doing this in the operating room, or are we doing this in the rituals space?
I was thinking about that. It would likely be best to invite her into, perhaps not the ritual space, but at least to our own space, rather than trying to do this at the hospital and risking untold complications from being walked in on or anything like that.
Then we prepare a path from the hospital where you will put her to sleep. We will then bring her in. I think the ritual space would do well.
Well, I was just thinking we could just invite her, since hopefully just to understand that express to her that we're just speaking to her now, not necessarily as doctors, but, as people concerned about her and the expressions she's made of concern for her grandson. And perhaps, drug her tea or whatever we need to be able to put her to sleep without having to pack her lifeless-looking body around London.
It's you put her on a gurney and you wheel her through a door. I don't see okay. If you would like to do that, you may. I do not believe I should be in the room when you are trying to convince her of things. It is not a...
We did tell the Reverend to tell her it was a treatment.
Yes, but we could pass that off as a psychiatric treatment.
Do we have, well, out of character, do we have an area of the building that's connected to each other, or did we go completely separate?
Well, I mean, I guess it's up to you guys. I assume there would be.
Because I'm just picturing, like, hauling her out the hospital doors, down the little steps, down, like a little bit over, and then up the stairs. Just like, don't mind us, we're just taking this patient out of the hospital.
Underestimated how many people of London would care.
I don't think anyone in London would care much.
I still like the idea of right next door
I
connected.
think the doctors across the street who hate us would probably care a little bit and might take notice.
Yeah.
They're doing things that are unethical. We can finally shut them down.
Yeah.
Not do that our second game in.
We do have rare entrances.
Phrasing.
1 point.
Boom.
Sheer madness.
Name of a sex tape. I was gonna say, I think at one point we discussed
No, we have a system. I go
Brooklyn
like this, and he jumps off me, and it looks like I throw my cat, and it's
Looks
amazing.
Like you duplexed your cat.
I know, it's great, right? Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, I think when we first discussed the layout, we contemplated a shared kitchen area.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We could possibly bring her through there if we're going to do it at the hospital and then bring her over. We could go through the kitchen.
Whatever you decide is best. I would probably be preparing the tools required. Are we wishing to do a rune? Are we wishing to do...
What are the bonuses and negatives of using a rune?
the bonuses are you get 2 extra dice. The negatives are if the rune is interrupted, the spell breaks.
So it's a casting circle, essentially, team. You're drawing a thing around it, and it's going to hold the magic there, but if it is ever disturbed, it breaks the magic.
Right. Okay.
One more reason to do it where we can control where it is.
I would feel safer with a rune.
Indeed.
All right. What other tools should we bring to bear?
So here's how we're going to run the ritual casting, because they don't have group ritual casting rules in the book. Weirdly, it counts as teamwork, which is so essentially what that means is those of you who are going to participate in some way in the ritual are going to make tests. The successes from those tests are going to feed into additional dice into Anguson's casting. So if one of you prepares the ritual space and creates the rune, we'll have you make an occult roll to prepare the rune. If one of you is providing the space magic for it, then we'll have you make a casting roll, and the number of successes you get will be added to the ritual. If you can think of anything else in terms of, think of it like a skill challenge from D&D, if you can think of any other way in which you can supply additional help, these will provide bonus dice based on the number of successes to the final casting roll, which will be done by Anguson as the one with the most dots in Arcana, and thus the one who will be in the necessary Arcana, and thus the one leading the ritual.
All right. I could help create the containment, because when we cut into this thing, we can't just throw it in a jar with our hands.
Right, and I can create the space.
Yeah, I could create a little container, a very small container with shaping, where I could then, once it is inside of it, shape it shut.
Okay.
With the rune on it.
Well, one of our 2 space magic people is going to have to do the space magic stuff.
Yes. That'll be you.
Okay, so I will do the space magic-y bit, you do the rune?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you would prefer the other way around.
I am fairly adept at the occult, if that is what is required. Do you have a schematic for me to follow?
We haven't, not on me, but we have I'm very good at drawing.
Yeah, you've got the tools you need to be able to draw a proper containment rune.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rules-wise, I have 3 dots in occult and craft drawing.
Okay, so rules-wise, I'm also only 3 occult, so...
So yes, let me do that then.
The dedicated magical tools, do those give any bonuses when casting?
Yes, you will get an additional number of bonus dice to your casting based on whatever tools you use or whatever skills you want to throw into it, up to a total additional number of bonus dice equal to your gnosis.
Also, what should I use with occult? Occult what?
For the making of a rune?
Mm-hmm.
Dex.
Okay.
And add dice for... How many dice in craft drawing do you have?
I have crafts 3 and a specialty in drawing.
Add 2 extra dice, 1 for having crafts at level 3 and 1 for having a specialty in drawing.
Okay.
There are difficulty thresholds for these, so I'll tell you how many additional dice you get. You'll get 1 additional dice. So Angus, and keep track of these as we go through. And I will as well, just so we have it doubled down. So you'll get 1 additional dice. Tell us how you go about drawing the rune for this ritual. This is Mage. We're going to describe magic. This is what's going to happen. How do you go about actually doing the drawing of the rune?
I do it the way I do everything, in as dark an area as possible. I pull out, I will go into my study, pull out, blow out the candles, pull out a compass made entirely of, say, iron.
Okay.
Attach a little point to it, use that to draw the circle, and then from there use tools to use kind of bisect it using lines. Drawing forms and symbols in there for containment, drawing curves and high magic words or high language words in there as needed.
Cool.
To fulfill a rune of containment.
Awesome. Okay. Kali, you're actually going to be doing the surgery, that's right?
Yup.
Okay, so that's going to be a whole separate thing. That's going to be its own bit.
We're not doing them all together, though, right? Aren't we?
We have.
So
We have to.
essentially, the surgery will have to be done within the ritual space.
Okay.
Right.
We do still have to cut it out, or...
I just thought of something clever.
I have to put her to sleep, and I have to cast the space magic.
Fine.
Well, you're able to put her to sleep with chloroform.
This is also true. You're right. I
Yeah.
forgot. We have a clinic that has it.
Yeah.
You
Stick
guys
that rag right on her face.
Yep.
Chloroform, ether...
Yeah.
Wait.
A brick.
You were going to say something? Yeah, a brick.
I mean, again, last session I almost cut her, so whatever. It's fine.
Mole, did you have something else you wanted to say?
I was thinking maybe there's a rote I have called Lodestone. If I use it on her, it might keep the blood in her body a little better. Maybe. Or it would keep the blood attached to her body, but not in the right place. Yes. Never mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
It does not sound comforting.
I mean, you can certainly try to use Lodestone to do that.
No.
Okay.
I mean, then she would just have a thin layer of blood covering her, which would be horrific.
Yes.
Just covered in a blood suit. We did it? Cured?
I could also...
We won!
We're wizards! We're not doctors. Wizard doctors.
Rune was a +2 to the dice pool, right? I'm trying to catch up on that.
It is going to be from the rune, you'll get +2 to the dice pool.
And then there was someone mentioned a +1. What was that?
I was wrong about that because Mole's creating the rune. He has literally needed the successes to make the thing. And so the bonus dice you're getting from Mole are actually from the creation of the rune, which is +2 dice.
Okay.
Though, how much do we know about sanitization? That's the word.
I mean, people wash their hands. Oh, go ahead, Kali.
From what I've been reading, it's honestly, it wasn't even that common to actually wash your tools. So
She's gonna die.
It's not something we would think about.
no, not really.
Okay.
It's Victorian times. They'll survive.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Or they won't.
Throw a leech on it. Act like a band-aid, no big deal.
Cocaine on it.
Cocaine and leeches.
And there's our T-shirt: cocaine and
Yeah,
leeches.
leeches.
Wardens of Whitechapel.
Thanks, Obama.
Okay, so having had the runes set, Jekyll, you were going to do what now?
So I'm going to probably prepare. Since the space is being prepared, I might as well get the container ready for it.
Okay.
Let me see. So I'm trying to decide if. So would that just be space? It's a space 1 rote that I have.
It's not a rote. It's going to be a
Okay.
creative thaumaturgy.
Oh, creative thaumaturgy. Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, you could use a rote. You could absolutely use a rote. The expanding distance one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll mix that in then. So that will.
Okay.
So let me see. So I'm trying to think of what the best container to do. Oh, I have an idea. So Jekyll retreats back to his office quickly to retrieve a glass terrarium that he has kept. It actually used to belong to one of his. He used to keep pets every so often back in the estate at home, and it's been used for many different pets over the years. Not many live long, and Jekyll retrieves it, looks at it, and what he's going to do is he is going to put on the very top and bottom of the terrarium mirrors to help keep the reflection and enhance the power of the space magic.
Yeah. Okay. So I love that. Your base casting pool is so you're going to need to spend reach
Okay.
to make it advanced duration.
Okay. Right.
How long do you want it to last?
I want to say let's shoot for a week.
Okay. So that is going to be -4 dice to the roll.
Okay.
So now and negative dice 1, 2, 3, 4. You have spent one of your, I believe, 5 reach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You will need to spend a reach to change the range.
Right.
That's 2 of your 5 reach. You will need. It's a single subject. It's a small area, so you're only spending 2 reach. We don't need to worry about reach.
Okay.
So, but you start at -4 dice because you are increasing its duration.
Right.
What is your Gnosis plus space?
Gnosis plus space is a total of 3.
All right, so you're at -1 die. We're not out of the woods yet, though, because you also get. You have Gnosis 2.
Mm-hmm.
So using these tools, you will get 2 dice to roll for this cast.
Okay.
Because your max bonus from all other things is 2 dice.
Okay.
Yeah. So you roll.
Right.
Yeah.
Do I add willpower to this, Throck, or no?
You may add willpower to add 3 additional dice to this roll.
I will spend the willpower to do so.
Okay.
So I just need to roll basically.
You're gonna roll 5 dice.
5d10.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're roll
5 dice.
5d10. Yeah.
So let me just roll it down here. I
It's
got
1,
an exploding
2,
die.
3. You got an exploding. Roll it again.
Okay.
Nice.
Nope.
All right. You will get 1 additional success.
Mm-hmm.
No. This is
No.
So
It's a 1.
yeah. No. I'm to Anguson.
Oh.
So let's talk about. I'm going to ask you guys about your Nimbus this game.
Okay.
So as you cast this spell and enchant this terrarium, right, with essentially a long duration, I can't move sort of spell because the world is squiggy and everything feels like it's really far away. Your Nimbus flares, and everyone in the house who is magically attuned can feel it. What do they feel?
You feel this kind of coldness in the building. You hear the subtle echoes and whispers of a male figure shouting, not really shouting, but just whispering doubts, insecurities at you. And there is that moment where you're not even sure if you are as capable as you think you are. And for the whole time, if there's any reflective surface, you could swear you see a hint of a shadow lurking.
So a bit of self-doubt and paranoia creeps in. Yeah. Good for you! And this is about the time that Reverend returns. As the ritual space is being prepared.
Do I see this?
It's on the other side. You come into the hospital side, the clinic side. You see they're not there.
Oh. Well, I don't want Miss... Would I just kind of assume that we're going to do this in our hidey hole space?
Would Reverend assume you're going to do this in your hidey hole space?
I mean, probably, because we're about to do some magic shit. I think he would probably
sure.
assume.
Yeah.
All right, then I'm going to lead her to, the same way that we all know how to get to this other building.
Taking her to the back of the building and through the kitchens. To the... Yep. Oh, this is a new area. I've never been here before. Where are we going?
We're going to another room. We've just added this, actually. It's not really finished yet, so we're not going to have a lot of traffic in here, but we figured that it would be a nice, quiet place for us to help you out, to try this new treatment. Right.
Okay. I'm glad you're being very successful here. It's very homey on this side.
It is, isn't it? That's what I thought, and I knew you'd like that.
Yeah.
Are you nervous, Miss Havish?
I am a little nervous.
Oh, no, you are. I know. Listen, you're going to be all right. All right?
All right.
We'll do everything we can to help you.
Okay. All right.
All right, come on.
Right.
And I walk in, and what do I see?
So I would imagine someone would be there to meet Reverend.
Probably me.
Okay. Kali! You see Kali waiting for you in the foyer of the Cabal's Demence.
How was your walk, Miss Havish?
Oh, it was good. I see you're expanding. This is a very nice home.
Yes, well, we thought you would be more comfortable for this particular procedure.
What is the procedure exactly?
Oh boy.
Do tell.
Well, you see, it's a study I've read about experimental treatment, but I have heard good success for relieving some of your symptoms with this cancer that's festering. We're going to just make a small incision and everything will be fine.
It's going to be surgery then.
Kali just nods and pats Miss Havish on the shoulder. It's fine, don't worry.
She looks over at you, Reverend.
Reverend looks pissed at Callie. Not the fucking deal, but we all have to fucking lay low because we're wizards. So,
God, you're wizards!
Don't worry, Miss Havish. I don't know all of the intricacies. I'm not a doctor, but Miss Callie is. And right, what do they call you?
Me?
Gallagher.
They call you
Dr. Gallagher.
Dr. Gallagher.
Dr. Gallagher. But Miss Gallagher is, and I'm sure she knows exactly what she's doing. And sure enough, we'll get you out of here right as rain. And I look at Callie with like a smile on my face, but like eyes that are not physically burning, but spiritually on fire. It's going to be perfectly fine.
No pressure.
I will say, the idea of cutting into someone's brainstem to help cure cancer does sound like a very Victorian thing.
It does.
It does.
To specifically pull out the evil spiders that are plaguing your mind. Now, that's even more old school. That's more medieval, I think.
Yeah.
It's relieving pressure on the brain, totally.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what it
Yeah, that's
is.
it. We can drill a
pressure.
hole in there to relieve.
Just a
Yeah,
little-
I got you. Yeah, you've got some trepanation to relieve your ague. Yeah. Yeah, this is not going to go well. I love it.
And as long as Mrs. Havish is still alive, I've got something I want to do to Kali's tools. I'm not-
Okay.
Talk to her
Oh?
She's still
until, well, I meant awake.
Oh,
Sure you did. This is going to end in PvP?
we're so positive.
yeah.
It's going to be a
I do have
mage tool
something-
up in this
I do have
bitch.
something for Kali too when I come back down, but go do your thing.
Oh, if she's still... Have you knocked her?
No, so you haven't told me what you're going to do next.
Oh, God.
Do we bring her into the room now?
I would go ahead and say so.
To say I agree with Callie, boyfriend. No.
Don't mind
All right.
him.
So I want to set the
Probably.
scene. I just want to make
No,
sure
no,
we
no.
all...
The big magic rune on it before.
Yeah, we should probably, yeah.
So yeah, let me check. I just want to set the scene. Right now, there's a gurney sitting in the middle of a ritual circle, right?
He's not in there.
In a magically prepared room
With a table next to it with all the tools on it.
with a table next to it with all the surgical tools on. You're like, we should take her in there and knock her out. That's what you want to do. I'm just checking. I want to set the scene properly.
Everyone doesn't know what's in there.
No, we should totally just knock her out first.
Thank you.
Okay.
Probably.
You should.
Yes, we should.
All right. I punch her as hard as I can.
She drops like a sack of potatoes.
Stay tuned for our next episode where we have to move to a different country.
Okay.
This is not my wheelhouse. So I'm letting the doctor take over.
Doctor.
Oh, something got static.
What is that? What?
Oh, it's gone.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. That's cool. Headset, fine. Okay.
Doctor. Reverend.
Dr. Everett.
Surveyor.
Dirt man. And what is Angus and
Entertainer?
That you don't know
Of the
makes
occult?
her...
just whatever you are. Question mark?
Okay, so let's focus in. Kali. Kali. It's Kali's go. What are you doing with Dr. Havish?
With the she's a doctor now.
And everyone's a doctor now, I guess. Yeah, but you
We're all
got thrown us for a loop. Yeah. What are you going to do with Miss Havish?
For everyone.
All right, Miss Havish, not to frighten you or anything, but we're going to make a small incision across the back of your neck. Hopefully
Okay.
relieve some of the pressure that's going to build.
But you told me the cancer was in my stomach. Why are you going to cut into the back of my head?
The longer these treatments continue,
Mhm.
you'll start to notice some unpleasant symptoms. This is to help alleviate them before they start.
Oh, all right. So how does this work? What do I need to do?
Don't worry, we'll let you sleep. You won't feel a thing. You won't feel a thing. I can Don't worry about it.
Oh, no shit. Cool. Oh,
Don't
all right.
worry,
So,
we'll put you down, I mean.
all right. She looks obviously nervous at this point.
Would you feel more comfortable with some tea first?
Oh, I'd quite like some tea, actually. That would be very nice. Just calm the nerves a bit.
Kali's gonna go back into the kitchen, prepare some tea, and she's going to slip.
Log
Yeah. Ether or something, you know.
Well, not ether.
No, not ether. Just drink the ether. No.
I mean, really, you could just, you're a doctor, and so you have doctor shit. You could just drop some heroin in her tea.
We're trying to
Because
relax
that's all laudanum is.
That'll relax the shit out of her.
That'll relax her.
That'll relax the shit out of her.
Yeah, we're
She
going
won't
that
give a
route.
fuck at that point. Cut my head over this.
I'm thinking lots of, would just do the job,
Well, laudanum is heroin. It's that's what's in there.
Yeah, that is what it is.
But
Yep.
it's diluted
I'm
heroin.
afraid of needles. Heroin is the one drug I will never try.
Fair.
Just drink it. It's okay. Put it in some tea.
Truth bombs brought to
Good
you
to
by
have
Wardens of
boundaries. It's good to
Whitechapel.
have boundaries.
Don't just learn about our
Heroin should
players.
always be on the other side of whatever boundary you have.
Exactly.
It's just not worth it.
All right, so Kali is straight up preparing some tea with laudanum.
While Kali is in there, do you mind if I just pop my head in? Kali, I could no, because she's in the kitchen.
Oh.
Yeah, she stepped away to do.
Okay. Oh, in the kit. Yes. Okay.
Yes. Kali, what are you putting in a tea? I don't care. May I have permission to attempt something very briefly? Do you have a... Yes, it should make them quite useful to you.
If you think it would help.
I do. All right, thank you. And I'll pop back out.
This is called a machine gun, and it's awesome. How is this going to help? It's just great.
I just like it.
Enjoy.
Yeah. Okay, so as you're preparing the laudanum and Miss Havish falls into slumber, you're able to get the chloroform over her nose, and she will fall asleep, shakily drinking the tea until the last few, where she's very calmly drinking the tea, and you see her going.
I'm sitting with her the whole time.
So cute when they're high.
Old gray-haired lady with she's got that black button-up suit with the frilled up collar, right? Very more 1860s than 1880s.
Nice.
Right, because she's super
Chill.
old and she's kind of poor and can't afford modern clothing really, so she's just wearing the same stuff she's been wearing her whole life. Super high on opium.
How many drugs can we give this woman?
Right.
A lot. A lot.
Dude, you have to wait 20 goddamn minutes. What is your deal?
You said laudanum to the cat.
I did. I said laudanum to the cat, and he was like, I'm into it. Let's go. You need some. So as that happens, Mole, you are...
I have something called Crucible.
Yes, you do.
What it does, if the primary purpose of an item is a tool, I can grant it the 8 again on a number of rolls equal to spell's potency.
Nice.
If I spend Reach and add a point of mana, it gives it the rote action quality.
Nice.
What does that mean?
So the rote action quality makes it I don't know. What? The rote action quality.
Yeah, I was looking for that because I saw that a couple of times on some of my spells, and I was like,
Skills can do, so it'll be in the back half of the book.
Yeah. To the PDF.
mm-hmm. Oh, and I can make Mrs. Havish sleep almost indefinitely.
Well, I mean, we might end up doing that anyway.
Yeah, that might still be a thing.
I have my surgical
Rote
assistant.
action. Next. Road actions. When you've got plenty of... I was already weirdly on the page, just out of complete randomness. When you've got plenty of training and the steps you need to follow are laid out in front of you, you've got a significant chance of success. When you make a roll, you can re-roll any dice that do not show an 8, 9, or 10. If you're reduced to a chance die on the rote action, don't re-roll a dramatic failure. You may only re-roll each die once. So you get to re-roll all of your failures.
Yeah, I think I'll spend a point of mana to try that.
Yeah. All right. You are casting a spell. How long
Yes,
would you
I-
like it to last? This is brain surgery, so it's going to take a few hours, probably.
I would like it to last. Well, then I will. Sorry, let me pull up the chart for that. I will definitely make it lasting for one scene, but it's an extended scene, so I'll make it a day.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that'll be -2 dice and 1 reach, but this is a route you have, so unless you go for 5 reach, it doesn't matter.
I will spend another reach and a point of mana
Manana.
to make it give the rote quality, which sounds amazing.
It does. Yes,
What level
rerolling failure.
Genosis is that?
Are you just trolling me now? I feel like I
Yes.
just troll. Okay, just checking. Okay.
The answer is yes.
Okay, just checking. So you're gonna have to do it on more than one tool, right? You'll have to do it on a set of tools.
Yes.
So we're actually going to say that's going to max out your reach to 5 to affect all of the surgical tools. So if you want to
I
add
would
any
do it on
additional,
all things in a 5-foot area. Or, no, you're right. We'll use up all my reaches for it.
I'm just saying. I mean, I guess you could.
I can use up my reaches on this. Between that and the duration, that's
I mean,
everything.
technically, you're correct. You could do it that way as well, where your
But I'm
area
not-
of effect could be a small room for -2 dice, or an arm's reach from a central point is none.
Yeah, I do an arm's reach from a central point.
Okay.
Which would
That
be,
gurney is going to be the best working gurney of all time. That for like a day, it's just going to be amazing. Okay, so what is your gnosis plus
matter.
matter? 5?
It is 5.
All right, so you're going to be rolling 3 dice plus any, and your gnosis is 2?
My gnosis is 2. And
What would you like to use?
I will pull out a from a. I probably wouldn't have had time to do that, but I carry with me a coin made of bone, which is
Okay.
kind of a symbol of my tower and Mysterium.
Okay.
So there's that. This is also in our ritual space, so I think we can do something with that.
You will only ever get a maximum number of bonus dice equal to your gnosis.
So yeah.
Yeah. Which is why one of the reasons why gnosis is important, because you can superpower your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You only have the magical knowledge to be able to incorporate so much extra crap, essentially, into your
Gotcha.
spell
So I'll use
casting.
a order tool to add 1 die.
Okay. And the other can be from your ritual space or a rote spell. You can get both extra dice. Or a rote skill.
Okay.
So you'll
my
have
rote
5
skill
dice with a rote
Correct.
quality.
5. Wait. Oh yes, but sorry.
The rote spell quality, not the rote skill quality, which is ridiculous.
No bonus dice or 1 bonus dice, 2 bonus dice.
It would so your total pool is 5.
Okay, that's my gnosis plus matter
Yes.
is 5.
Yes.
Okay.
After all math is done, total pool is wow.
Oh.
Well, it fails. I spent a mana too. So
Yeah, you did.
I'll mark that off.
So it simply does not work.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Unless you'll allow me to spell a willpower.
3, 7, 6, 6, 7. Okay, this today is the last session.
Oh,
Where I will
wait,
allow
I've
you
got
to-
the arcane. I've got the reroll that was given to me.
You
or not a
do.
reroll.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You do have a reroll, so feel free to reroll.
This time I will spend. I'll spend a point of willpower before I reroll this.
Okay, spend your
To
point
get
of willpower.
3 extra dice. Is that cool,
Yeah.
or is that too much?
Today, that is cool. In the future, you're all going to need to remember to spend them before because it adds to the pool rather than re-rolling.
Gotcha. All right. With 3 extra dice, not 30. I always accidentally forget the 0 for a moment. All right. 2 successes.
There you go.
So for the next 2 surgeries, this will have the rote quality.
Yeah. As will the gurney and the table that it's sitting on, and some of the floorboards around you as well.
The greatest
Squeak. You won't
Yeah,
slip.
it'll be squeaklet. It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
So tell us about your Nimbus.
My Nimbus is collapsing. Everything kind of collapses in on me. The entire room feels like it gets about 4 inches smaller and kind of focused in the center where everything gets a little heavier. the tools gain a little extra weight, and both metaphorically and physically, they become the perfect version of those tools. Every spot of rust I wipe off magically.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
Boom.
It's like a sense of claustrophobia as the
Or other people.
Yes. All right. Reverend, you are able to take Miss Havish up and lay her on the gurney in this ritually prepared space. On the floor is this intricate-looking shape of lines and drawings that forms a sentence in high speech that allows the magic to be relatively self-sustaining. It was created by Jekyll. The mole... Right? Was it created by Jekyll? No. Jekyll created the thing to hold it. Sitting on... Yeah.
I made the thing to hold... Oh, sorry.
No. Jekyll made the thing to hold it. You made the ritual space?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna narrate all this as we go into the surgery and then the ritual casting. We'll do it from Reverend Oz because he's walking in for the first time. You see there, created by Jekyll, this small terrarium where glass mirror has been placed in the top and bottom of it, sitting next to these absolutely spectacular looking, sharp, perfect surgical tools. The green leather of the gurney itself seems to have been completely refurbished from the last time you've seen it. The place seeps with magic as you step inside, and clearly a lot of work has been done in preparation for whatever is going to happen next.
I look at Jekyll. What's he doing?
Jekyll is right now at this point. He will be actually fiddling with his tarot deck at the moment, as everything's getting set up.
Does he look like he's concentrating on what he's about to do?
He's getting ready to.
All right. I look at Kali. Is Kali in the room?
At this point, yes.
Damn it, I can't see the purple. So, you're gonna be cutting into her then?
That was the decision.
I wasn't part of this decision. All right.
Kali just kind of shrugs, like
Are we sure that this is the only way to do this? I don't see why we can't just pick one of the fucking things off her.
It's not like removing a pest.
Look, I trust you, alright, I do. You all know what you're doing. You're good at what you do. She better be alive by the end, that's all I'm saying. And I go and I stand at the edge of the room.
He's pouting.
Yes, he's very pissy. Very pissy about this.
So, Jekyll's going to get up and he's going to take one of the cards from his deck. And he's going to walk over to Kali. So, I know this is going to be trying. Looks over at the Reverend briefly. So, I'm going to help you in your efforts. So I'm casting Enhanced Skill as with one of my praxis, and I'm going to be using the yantra of the Star Tarot to imbue for Kali for the surgery.
Imbue what?
It's to increase her skills. Okay. In medicine specifically to do the surgery.
Okay.
So that's my goal. It's a praxis throck, and I am going to definitely spend the +2 reach and the mana to increase her skills above the maximum allowed.
Okay.
And I think the potency is going to be, I'm aiming for a potency of 4.
Okay.
I think, right? Because I have Gnosis 2, Mind 3.
Yes. So you can go up to potency 4.
Okay.
So the duration is going to be a day. Is that right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right. And you are affecting one subject. You are there's no area of effect. So it's -2 dice to the roll plus your Yantra's bonus dice.
Okay, so that's how much is the Yantra's bonus die? Like
maximum is your Gnosis, which is 2.
2. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that cancels each other out then, right?
Yep. So you will be at base roll.
Base roll. Okay. I already spent willpower in the last one, so I don't think I'm allowed to spend willpower here, am I?
No, it's the same scene. You can again.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, so it's just going to be Gnosis and Mind. Okay, sounds good. And here we go. 3 successes.
Nicely done. Yeah. So that'll be 3 additional successes, is that correct? Or 3 additional dice?
It says increase 1 skill to that subject, at least 1 rank in by 1 dot per level of potency of the spell.
Oh, okay. So it'll increase it by 4 dots because you did a potency 4. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. So you will have 4 additional dice on your medicine check, Kali.
Cool.
It's by magics.
Magic.
Yeah. And what I'll do is I'll also leave I'll hand Kali, take this card, and keep it on you.
Kick flail! Vote to kick flail!
All right, 1 second. Okay, sorry. What was that?
Oh, sorry. So Jekyll walks over to you and casts the spell, and then Kali, I need you to take this card and keep it on your person.
Kali wordlessly takes it and just sort of tucks it into a pocket of her suit pants.
Okay. And then we go to Kali. How do you set up and prepare to do surgery? Miss Havish is laying on her back. Her face kind of through the hole in the gurney there.
You mean she's laying on her stomach?
Yeah, on her stomach. What did I say? Her back? No. Yeah, she's laying on her stomach. Yeah.
This is going to be the greatest neck surgery ever.
Yeah. I'm going to cut into your brainstem from your throat.
All right. One of the first things I'm going to have to do to keep her airway open is I am going to have to insert, it's called a mouth gag. It's a wooden screw-shaped gag of sorts that you just kind of stick in there to keep the airway flowing. Keep it open so she can continue to breathe throughout all this. As much sense as that makes to shove something in her mouth to make it breathe, that's how it would have been done.
Okay. That's not terrifying at all. What's the next terrifying Victorian medical procedure that must be done?
Because nothing says clear airways like something that uses the word gag in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that logic though. So from there, I guess I'm gonna have to just grab a scalpel and start cutting it.
All right. As you begin to make the first incision, covered essentially at this point in magic with the small terraria next to you, I need you to make a medicine plus dexterity roll plus 4 dice with the rote action quality, meaning that you re-roll all failures, and you have 8 again on the roll.
Okay, so you said
yeah, let me take a look at a character sheet real quick. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to do that on the character sheet, because that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Sheet roll.
I think it's either
8
rote
again
or 8 again.
8 again?
No,
I think
go for rote.
Yeah, go for rote.
Okay, that's what I had.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it instead gives you rote instead of 8 again.
Yeah, let's see how that works.
Okay, and it's a 4 modifier.
Plus 4 dice modifier. And this is the time when you would choose to spend willpower if you wanted to. All right, 4 successes is amazing. And let's see, you probably are going to get more than that. So you failed 1, 2, 3, 4.
There is an 8 in there, though.
Yeah, so I'm just seeing how many fails. Yeah, 1. So you should re-roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dice. Reroll 7 dice. You got 2 10s and they both hit again, which is why you got. So you are currently at 4, 5, and re-roll that 10 again. Re-roll 1 more d10. Six successes. Nicely done. All right. So the first thing, this surgery is executed perfectly. You are able to slice in. You don't even immediately know what you're looking for. You know you have to cut through the back of the skull. You take out, with this kind of circular bone saw, you take a small quarter-sized chip out of the back. You really have to lean in there. You have essentially these like very rudimentary magnifying glasses you can put over your eyes. As you lean down in and you see a host of these small spiders that are crawling along, and I need you to make a wisdom plus a composure plus, where is it? Resolve roll for me, please.
Really quick, I don't want to interrupt her doing that stuff, but I wanted to say before the surgery starts,
yes,
Susan would open up her mage site to keep an eye on it.
Oh yeah, there's a colony of these things in her head now.
Just chilling.
Yeah,
Lovely.
they're like crawling all over the place, and
creepy with that arachnophobia.
Okay,
and they are
apparently
almost microscopically small.
Where's resolve?
So you're going to resolve is under resistance. In the power finesse resistance, you'll see intelligence, which resolve. And then there is composure, and you would roll resolve plus composure.
Okay, I've got the composure.
Resolve is the first one on that same line.
Yeah, if you're looking at composure, just go all the way left.
If you look left, stamina, left again, resolve.
Under attributes or no?
Under attributes. Yeah, intelligence with resolve, strength, dexterity, stamina, presence, manipulation.
Oh, resolve. I can't read, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay, and just roll no modifiers, right?
No modifiers. But you may, one of these spiders begins to crawl out and up onto you. And you have the presence of mind to immediately be able to get it back off. And that happens to be the one that you capture. You know you have to work incredibly quickly to be able to close this thing up, but you got a dramatic success, so you're able to. You are not... essentially, had you rolled less at a dramatic success, you would have had a high chance of infection. You had a low chance of infection because you rolled a dramatic success, and that meant you just had to make a resolve plus composure roll to not allow it to actually get on you. You have to be like, and you like slap it into the terrarium, where the ritual now must begin. As you begin to sew up Miss Havish, Anguson, you begin your ritual that will lock this thing in time and space within this container built for you by Jekyll.
Okay.
So you will have, 1, 2, 3, you will have 3 additional dice on this roll.
From them. And then, what all for myself would work with that?
So you're going to start at space 2.
Okay.
Right, because you have space 2. And
no, I have time 2.
I'm sorry, time 2. Right, I don't know why I keep thinking space. You're going to start at time 2, and what is your gnosis?
3.
Gnosis 3. Okay, so how long do you want this to last?
We want what we say, like a couple of days or so?
About a week.
About a week.
All right. Having it last a week will remove 4 dice from your pool.
Okay.
It will require you 2 reaches, which are those like increasing the power of your spell to make it happen. One of them increases the duration from standard, which is a matter of turns, to advanced, which is a matter of hours, days, weeks, months. Second, you're casting as a ritual, so you don't need to make it instant, but you are unable to cast at touch range, and so that's where the second reach comes from. In this case, because this is not a rote you have, this does risk paradox. Because you are casting a spell without a rote. It's the only way to make it happen. So there are 2 reach involved in this. And those are 2 paradox. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I had a question about that. Can you, take a road that you have and, expand on it to do more things?
Sadly, no.
Or is that just no?
Yeah, because rotes are a repeatedly practiced single action that you are able to do, right? And so you're taught specific movements and words and patterns to be able to do them quickly and efficiently. And so the minute you start permutating on those, that whole ritual that you like, that ritual movement that allows you to cast them quickly and perfectly kind of starts to unravel, right?
Got it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to check because I've got tipping the hourglass, which slows or speeds up time. But that's
actually, then you do have the rope for it. I forgot you had tipping the hourglass. That's on me.
Can you make the spider age until it just dies?
So, never mind the reach.
I think I could just kill it.
Yeah. All right, so you're at 4 dice currently.
Okay.
And
I've got
go ahead.
I was going to say, what can we add to that? I've got high speech, and she's got 2 dedicated tools that she works with, a brooch and a necklace that
your 2 tools will definitely add 2 dice.
Okay.
You're going to do 1 for each. Because this is a ritual, you will have the opportunity to use both tools. Normally, if you were casting instant or within a matter of turns, you'd only get to use 1. But because this is kind of an extended casting, you can pick up and manipulate both tools to make this happen. And last would probably be some sort of rote skill. So what skill would you probably use in casting this?
That is a good question. I don't know. I've never done it before.
Isn't that like academics, crafts, athletics, brawl, and stuff like that?
Yeah, whatever the rote has.
Yeah. Although I allow a certain amount of creativity to that too, so if you can think of a skill that you think would be helpful to you in the casting of this spell, you should tell me, and you will get an extra die for that.
Okay.
Science?
Medicine?
Medicine?
I was to say medicine.
Academics? Occult?
I do have a cult. I've got 2 in a cult.
There you go. We'll add an extra die for occult as well, which will give you a total of 7 dice on the roll. So your base roll, I think you have Gnosis 3?
Yes.
Right? So if you just roll your rote and add 2 dice, if you roll the time tipping the hourglass, if you click on the red die and the clipping the hourglass rote, and then under the modifiers, add 2 dice.
Let me get over there. Here we go. Don't hate me anymore.
You got a success, which is all you need. Tell us about how your magic looks, feels, and sounds.
Okay. So as far as her Nimbus, she also has the Paranoid Nimbus, although hers, I would say, especially since this is kind of a bigger magical thing, hers is more like, creepy feelings, like chills and whatnot, ghost faces and like reflective surfaces, things like that, shadows lengthening, kind of like the kind of creepy atmosphere you'd expect from a psychic medium, like if they were doing a seance or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's very much that kind of ambiance and atmosphere from her Nimbus. And then, of course, there she is in her all black. And then, like I said, she's got a necklace. It's a diamond and moonstone necklace that she wears, and a crescent moon diamond brooch that she has as well. That's what she was wearing when she awakened, and she uses them when she wears them when she's doing any kind of magic.
She's so fancy.
Yeah. So as the world around you all begins to darken and you hear boards creaking and there's a slight wail in the distance, you see images flitting across the perfectly reflective surgical tools sitting on the table, even reflecting from the mirrors placed in the terrarium. The magic is sealed, and this strange arachnid-like creature is captured. And that's where we're going to take our break. We'll be back in just a... I just muted myself. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the second half of tonight's episode of Wardens of Whitechapel. See you soon. back. We're coming back. We're back. Hey, look at that. We're back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the second half of tonight's episode of the Wardens of Whitechapel, where our cabal has just successfully extracted an abyssal spider from elderly Miss Havish. Elderly Miss Havish. These spiders seem to create some sort of psychic static and are slowly erasing the veil between reality and the abyss. We meet our party now directly after the surgery, having captured this thing, having sewed up Miss Havish, and she's now asleep and comfortably in a bed. And you all take the opportunity to gather back together and figure out what happens next.
That seems to have been a success.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, we didn't have to get a coffin, thankfully.
Very glad to hear that.
So, and Jekyll brings out the little terrarium. I think it's time we do the actual work.
What do we do with this now?
We study it.
Sitting in the middle of this terrarium with the mirrors on the top and the bottom is an almost microscopically sized spider. It is clear, and there is just the finest hint of green light coming from the center of its minuscule, incredibly tiny little body.
Kali's gonna kind of just offer the, magnifying goggle glass things to others in case they want to get a better look. The one that she used for the surgery. So.
I don't think I'd really know what I'm looking at, honestly. Does anyone... Jekyll, you said that there was some way to reach out or mold. Did you say that?
I mean, this is a weapon to me. This is the...
How do we use it?
I don't think you went a weapon for us.
It's a nerve that we can strike, and hopefully, like when the doctor taps the kneecap to get the reaction of the leg.
All right.
Yes, and I have an idea about that, though it might prove to be a tad dangerous.
I'm gonna see.
Okay.
I could attempt to reach into through the mind of this thing and see what's on the other side.
It is an abyssal creature. We know it's an abyssal creature.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't...
We also know it's got something to do with mind stuff. Right?
Well, we need to know exactly how sympathetic this connection is.
Oh. There is a... as an initiative space, I should be able to detect that. With correspondence.
Then I leave it to you.
I do not have this as a rote.
Okay.
And double check that I don't.
So
I
what,
do.
you're gonna connect to its little mind?
I mean, I have correspondence as a rote, if you want me to cast that.
If you're familiar with it, yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
I'm quite. Let's see.
So the only reaches involved here would be you can't touch it, and if you want it to be instant as opposed to speed.
Well, we have time. We have a week now before we have to really worry about anything, so...
Sure.
It might actually be sooner than that. On the way back here, walking Miss Avish, I did see that there were a few people who were exuding bubbles of that white noise. I think this is spreading and getting a lot worse, a lot faster.
Which is terrible for the local Vale.
Yeah, probably. It looks like it's fucking terrible for everything.
Well, let's look at the sympathetic connections on this, and then my plan is to go to the area, use my ability to map it in my mind, and see if I can spot some sort of veil, or if I can see a boundary or a gate.
Right. All right. Let's do it.
All right. Well, then let me start then. I have my dedicated. The mirrors with the mirrors and the terrarium still act as my dedicated tools. Brock? No,
They're serving another magical purpose.
Okay, so I will have to pull out. Let's try something different. So we'll use the tarot deck to kind of as the yantra for this.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast correspondence.
Okay.
For the rote skill, because I have it as a rote. So I want to say, do we want to say empathy?
Yeah, I think empathy makes sense because you're reaching back to whatever this is connected to.
Okay. So all right, so let me see. I think the only reaches from the spell itself that I might be wanting to add is
You want to last more than a turn? That's not a reach, it's a dice penalty, but
okay. Yeah, and then I guess the only reach I'm really concerned about is like the reach 2 for correspondence, which is the mage can specify the connections they wish to uncover in general terms.
Yeah.
So
you are going to be doing 1 reach for no touch.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 reaches for specifically who you're trying to connect to.
Right.
Okay. So that's a total of 3 reaches. And then how long do you want it to last?
Mole, how long do you think this should last? Do you think it's wise to have it prolong this connection? Or do we just need to know?
We need to know. We can, once we're aware of the connections, we can use them later.
All right. Then it'll be I guess 1 turn then.
1 turn? Okay. So no dice penalty for that. So you were at base dice plus your gnosis. Plus your gnosis and yantra dice.
Okay, so I should have a total of. So I have gnosis 2, space 1.
Okay, so you're going to have a total of 6 dice.
6 dice. Okay.
Because you're going to be using your cartomancy and then empathy for your rote skill, and so
right.
you'll be at 6 dice.
Okay. So I need a modifier 3 to add to make that 6. Okay, and no, I'm not going to spend the willpower. I have other terrible things to do.
Here's what I would like to see happen. Taking a look at you in fact failed. You dramatically failed.
Even better.
Yeah. So a couple of things happen. You begin to and that's actually narratively perfect right now. You begin to reach out through space and time to touch whatever this is feeding towards. And the problem is, you do, and you're unprepared for it. Before you see glory. You see a roiling mass of darkness backlit by a green star whose tentacles begin to reach out to you and penetrate through into your skull. And before the connection can break, you are going to take a condition.
Yay!
You are going to take... Where is it at? Addicted, amnesia, blind, broken, bonded, charmed, connected, defeated. You're going to have the persistent connected.
Persistent connected? Okay.
Uh-huh. And you are also going to have madness.
Yay!
Yeah. So, madness. Your character saw or did something that jarred her loose from reality. This isn't a mental illness born of brain chemistry that at least might be treatable. This madness is the product of supernatural tampering or witnessing something humanity was never meant to comprehend, which is literally exactly what you did as you reached out to this abyssal creature sitting deep within the bowels of Harmony House. The story... I have a pool of 10 minus... What's your wisdom?
My wisdom is, I think... 7.
Okay, so I'll have 3 dice per chapter that I can apply as a negative modifier to any mental or social pool made by the character. If you find a way to... you will also lose a point of wisdom as you have... So it'll actually be 4 dice.
Okay.
You will lose a point of wisdom, And you now feel the presence, this purifying, cleansing presence in the back of your head. And it takes everything you have to push against it, and it's caused you to be paranoid.
Oh, that was...
What? What's happened?
Star. There... I felt it. There's... And I saw a green star and something absolutely horrifying. This is not any simple Akamoth. Whatever we're facing, whatever this thing is, it is absolute terror and an abomination.
Is it a big spider?
No, it was... I don't even have the vocabulary to even utter it.
You said a green star.
Yes.
Uh-oh, spider.
It's a roiling mass of black chaos with tentacles backlit by a green star.
Yeah.
That sounds fucking terrible.
You can explain that however you like, but...
Yeah.
I would just like to say it's kind of funny that this happens to Jekyll. Just throwing that out there.
Well, someone
Narratively
wanted
perfect.
to go and someone wanted to go mind touch the mind eater. That's what you get.
And it had to be Dr. Jekyll. That's
It
right.
had to be Dr. Jekyll. Are you all right? Do you need anything? You need to sit down for a minute.
I need that bourbon. In my desk, third drawer on the bottom right.
I'll get it. And I leave the room to go get it.
Okay.
All right. So, can we use this connection that you just did?
I think it knows that we are now aware of it. If it wasn't aware of us already, it is certainly aware of us now.
Can you use this connection to hurt it?
I don't know if I have the strength to do that now. This thing is definitely more powerful than me.
Is it in the school?
Yes, it lurks below the house.
You
Like
said it was a
some-
star.
It was behind. There was a star behind it. A green star.
All right. All right.
And all I could see in that infinite darkness was just this swirling mask in the shadows.
Puppers.
So what? What do we have now to work with? We've got this little guy. We've got a roiling black mass under the school, under the Harmony House. And we still got no way to hurt it, to reach it. At least we kind of got more of an idea.
It would need several people to even try to even imagine hurting it.
I don't know if we're gonna get help.
Let me know when I can come back in.
You can go back in.
Okay. So, I bring you the bottle and place it in front of you with one
Thank you.
glass.
Thank you.
For the record, you all swore a binding magical oath to protect this place. Just reminding you.
Oh no, I'm trying to figure out how to kill
We
this
know.
thing. It's immediately mate. Actually, Anguson,
Oh, go ahead.
I've got a question for you, Anguson.
Yes.
In your travels, right, with the work that you do, were you, your job, your work, did you happen to know about any other mages that were bouncing about in our area, in Whitechapel? Anybody that might have been dabbling with some nonsense?
Oh, that is a good question. Anything?
I was trying to give you a subtle no head shake there.
Society? No.
Yeah, I was trying to give you a subtle no. You don't know of any other mages that have been through here.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking if someone brought this thing over, someone left the door open, it must have been recent. Because this is spreading so quickly.
Well, when was the school founded?
Wasn't it recently? Wasn't it just recently
2
open?
weeks ago?
Last semester, end of last semester.
Yeah, it is new as of the summer semester. So, I think I said May is when it opened its doors.
Also, I did find that the initial abyssal spiders do take some preparation before they are able to duplicate. But the second generation can breed freely and do not require the preparation time that would have been needed to indoctrinate the children to accept them.
Wait.
Are we talking about the parasite or the...
The initial generation of parasite, when it crosses over, requires time. The second generation does not.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that all sounds very promising. But yes, no, nothing within the occult society that's been spoken of.
If this thing...
Charlatans and frauds.
If this thing went through a door, yeah...
Is it through the door, or is the door still open?
That's what I'm thinking, is... Because you said it's in front of a big star. Well,
It's trying to open the door.
It's
wider.
here, Jekyll. You know it is here. It is here in the physical world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It is here. It is already here.
All right. Then can we open that door again and kick its ass back in? Is
Are
there
you
a way?
suggesting we punch something again?
Punch it.
No, I'm suggesting we flush it down the fucking toilet, back down into the fucking abyss. I mean, it dibble-dabbled its way through a door, right?
Well,
Why don't we just open the door again and cast its ass back in there? Bring some spiders with it.
does anyone have any means of banishment or know of someone?
Anybody who would like to can make an occult intelligence roll or how to banish abyssal spirits.
I feel like...
I'm going to give you your -3 dice for this chapter on this roll, Jekyll. Because I will forget otherwise.
Yes,
And it feels like it would protect itself in this way. You're like,
It's
no, there's not. It's impossible. It's just going to come after us.
It's occult and intelligence?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Dramatic success.
Actually.
It's absolutely impossible.
For your dramatic success,
No more.
I will give you
I just crushed it.
Steadfast. Your character is confident and resolved. When you fail to roll, you may choose to resolve this condition to instead treat the action as if you'd rolled a single success. So, one roll that you fail, you will get
into
a single die success. Because you know that Achamoths are like any other creature. If you can reduce their physicality on this realm, if you can destabilize them physically, they will have to retreat back to the abyss until summoned again. That can happen through any sort of magical assault on them. Right? Anything that could magically damage... Because they're vulnerable because they're in the physical reality. So, the moment they cross over, they have form. And so, there are two ways you can do it is like a Prime 5, Spirit 5 banishment spell that would permanently send them back to the abyss, or you can hit them a lot with magic spells.
Oh, that one!
I go, well, Reverend, it's created a body. It created a body here. The reason... Yes, the anchor for it, is, in terms of ghosts, generally would be a physical object. For this, it's that body. We need to destroy its body.
I do have the ability, if it is just a bunch of black smoke, I've got the ability to punch Twilight. I can grasp it, I can touch it, I can make Twilight physical to myself. I think it's Twilight, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, you can reach through into Twilight and hit ghosts, essentially.
I can, so if it is even intangible, I can make it tangible to only myself, correct? If
Yes.
I'm not...
You essentially make it tangible to your knuckles.
But the thing is, it's made itself tangible to you.
Yes.
You don't need to do that.
And it's tangible to all of us.
Yes.
Yes.
So, Mole, are you saying that as
I
of
want
right
you-
now...
I want you
Yes.
to punch it back into its home dimension and make it fear you.
Now, mundane. Oh, go ahead. One quick note, because you got the exceptional success. Mundane physical damage, not so much.
With
Right.
your magic, we will beat it with your magics.
But anyone, you can do magical damage.
I say that.
It's not me that it would fear, Mole. The power of the Lord. But I do see...
The power of Christ compels you.
I'm waiting for that. I was waiting for that.
Then if we are going to do this, how do we go about it? Do we just...
We find where it is in the building. We find how to get to it as easily and safely as possible. And we punch the living daylights out of it. Literally. Well, you do that. The rest of us will find a way.
Oh, the rest of you want help. You're not going to pit me against a fucking
Not alone, no.
spooky abyssal demon god. I'm
You
not
have
doing
the
that by
ability
myself.
to injure it with very little effort, whereas the rest of us...
Here's the thing. I get what you're saying. I understand. We've got to fight it and push its way back. The thing is, Jekyll just tried to look at it and it ripped his fucking mind backwards. So if we're going to go up against this thing in person, we've got to make sure that our brains are nice and contained. We've got to make sure that we're protected in some way. Do we have any way to protect our minds?
I believe our shielding arcanums, the attainments on each arcanum at second level, protect against certain things.
Indeed. So everyone has Mage Shield. You have as long as you have level 2 in an Arcana, you can shield against effects similar to that Arcana. So, like if you have Mind 2, you can cast to shield against mental attacks. If you have Space 2, you can cast to shield against space attacks, right? Like, as long as you have that second level, you have protection against assaults from that specific area of magical woogity-boo.
Prime protects against supernatural effects.
Yeah.
Isn't that like all of them?
Just sounds
Oh, yeah, and
As opposed to
solid
physical.
effect.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, forces
And then
protects against physical stuff. And yeah, dude, that's why you're like, I got Prime 2 forces too. Come at me, bruh.
That's why you take them.
I am the tank, I guess. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Anguson's the rogue.
Yeah, it would be like against ghosts and undead and
Kali's
things
the
like that.
cleric.
Right?
Then I say we go punch this fucking spider back into its hole.
Is time of the essence for everyone? Does anyone...
Well, it is now aware of our existence, and judging from the Reverend's observations, I wouldn't be surprised if there was if we were being slowly snuffed to death by this static.
Right. Do you think he needs at least another hour or two? Because he seems like he's completely fucked right now. Look, are you all right?
Jekyll, can we help you in any way?
No, I just need some time to myself. I just need to retire to my room and meditate for a moment.
Wait, holy shit! Can I diddly wizardize him?
Yes.
Does he have spiders on his head?
You know, I
Because
hadn't
that
thought
thing-
of it. No, he does not.
No.
Okay, all right. I do grab his head though and look at it.
That's too mean. Like losing a point of wisdom, going crazy, seeing the abyssal darkness in its true
Brain
form,
spiders.
and getting braid spiders seems like too much. Yeah.
I'm like, well, I mean, I did dramatically fail, Throg.
Stop
Yeah,
trying
that's
to.
what you lost
stop
a
trying to
goddamn point of
sabotage our
wisdom.
call.
This is true.
All right. So are we thinking rest a little, just maybe a day of R&R for him? And in the
That's a
meantime,
day. You said you'd need an hour. Let's check in an hour if you're...
Yes, just give me a moment to collect myself.
Because if the static is building at such an alarming rate that it has been 3 days and we are feeling it in the streets,
Yes.
then in a week, the veil will be gone.
And worse things will come through.
Oh, I forgot about that, yeah. All right. I'm going to go pray.
I will be down at the... I will be performing oblations.
Mole and Jekyll, and who else did book library research? Kali. You all know that there are various types of Akamoth. And you now have a description and some powers. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And we do have an arcane library in the building.
And you do have an arcane library.
We do.
This is learning to play Mage. I'm throwing you bones for the first arc because it's the learning about Mage arc. So, I've given you clues about what it is, and you have resources in which clues can be studied.
All right.
I'm heading to the library.
As they're both getting ready to head to the library, Jekyll just grabs Mole by the shoulders. It's underneath the house.
I found the tunnels. They're not in the right order. I was going to look at them anyway, but this gives me preparation.
Go by yourself if you must.
I was going to go underneath the building and use my ability to look up into it. Now I believe I shall do the opposite.
Look down into it?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at the tunnels underneath it now.
Okay. Okay.
At least bring someone with you.
I was going to bring us all.
Oh. Great. Fantastic.
Jekyll is having some issues.
You hear Jekyll stomping up the stairs, and then you eventually hear the door violently open and then violently close.
And a bottle violently open.
Chugging.
No, you don't hear the chugging, but what you hear is like some occasional involuntary screams.
I think we just made Fury and Batman.
You know, like kind of like those, like the stress screams you have, where you're like, ah!
He's screaming into a pillow right now.
Yeah, there's a pillow. There's a pillow. And then eventually you start hearing like the little bit of muttering. So that clearly he's arguing with something.
You feel like you need to purify yourself somehow as well.
Yes.
Through this whole thing. Just FYI, Kali. Yes.
I was about to say, I have cleansed the body with that. It says any toxins. I don't think it would, because I think that's more physical, not magical.
He saw madness and then ate it. Yeah.
Nom nom.
Yeah, all you're gonna do is kill his buzz.
Yeah. His life.
Yeah, true.
What is it, 1,000 dBms of life-giving calories?
3,600 ABUs of vitamin A. God.
Like, I'm trying to help you. Oh, God damn it, now I'm sober again.
At some point, we're gonna
I'll just throw some heroin at him. It's fine.
I'm gonna try this, Throck, just to see if it works or not,
Yeah.
and I'll throw it to you mechanically.
Sure.
Does memory hole can I use memory hole on myself to help me compartmentalize the memory and put it in like a little corner in my mind space?
That is so unhealthy for you.
Yes, and that is why I'm doing it.
It's called being Catholic.
Yeah.
That's also true.
Just bottle it up and put it away. Bottle it up and put it away.
Gonna say yes.
Push down those sad feelings. Push them straight down so you're walking on them.
But there will be unintended side effects.
I'm sure there will be.
Circumventing the condition.
Well, I'm just asking. So we're gonna try. Jekyll is gonna try. He is actually going to try.
Wait, so one day you're gonna be sitting fucking 2 years from now having coffee with someone, and suddenly you're gonna see an eldritch god in front of a green stone. It's gonna be like an acid flashback where you're like, everything's fine.
Those
Pretty
coping
much.
mechanisms.
That's pretty much what's gonna happen. You'll be like, oh yeah, this is pretty fun. Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
All right, so Throck, if I were to use Memory Hole, how would I? So it's just casting it like normal.
You'll be casting it like normal. How long would you like it to last?
That's the question now, isn't it?
I know.
For the moment, just to be focused, Jekyll would probably want to at least be focused for whatever's to come. So he's going to push for a week.
Okay.
So we're going to push it we're going to repress this for a week and then wait for it to blow over.
I like it.
Nothing bad can come from this.
What could go wrong?
Doing anything important in a week.
You want another Akanamoth? Because this is how you get Akanamoth.
This is how you summon abyssal demons. Okay.
That will be on the shirt now.
This is how you get Agama.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going to make your roll you want to make it last a week, right?
Yeah.
All right. So it's going to be -4 dice to your pool, which is 5.
Oh, by the way, this is not a rote. This is pure, improvised casting.
Oh, good, because there were going to be paradox dice on this anyways, so that's pretty great. That's pretty great for me. All right, so
that's why I said I'm doing it for you, Throck.
So we've got Mind. We've got Gnosis 2, Mind 3, -4 dice for making it last a week, right? You want it to last a week?
Yeah.
Okay, making it last a week, so you're down to 1 die. Okay, you're only going to do 1 subject. It's only going to affect you. That subject is your size, so you start with 1 reach for making it advanced duration.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be more. But you get up to 3 dice of Yantra.
Okay. So I get 3 dice of Yantra.
You have Gnosis 2, you get up to 2 dice of Yantra.
Yeah, I was going to say. So 2 dice of Yantra.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to use the mirror. I'm going to use my mirror that I keep on hand to look at myself because I am going to channel Jekyll into this to keep me focused.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm going to channel Jekyll and Hyde to do this to help me keep me focused. And I'm going to also spend the willpower for this.
Okay.
So that'll be 3 dice. So do I have like 4 dice essentially, Brock?
You will have you can only have up to 2 bonus dice.
Okay.
For Yantra. So you'll have 3 total dice.
Okay.
And I will be rolling 3 paradox dice first.
Okay, so roll the paradox dice.
Thank you for telling me to roll the paradox dice. I was going to do it anyways. Whether you told me or not. Okay. Please hold. I'm bringing up some paradox stuff.
Let's see how many paradoxes Jekyll can get.
I feel like at some point we're gonna have to old Yeller Jekyll. At some point, when is he more trouble than he's worth? Like, I mean, come on.
Just think of the rabbits, George.
I got 2 successes. You get 1 die.
Ooh.
One die of paradox or 1 die in general?
You choose whether you want to contain or release the paradox.
I will contain the
Release
paradox.
It! Okay. Make a willpower. So you will make a wisdom roll.
Okay, so that's
straight wisdom
fun.
roll.
So it's 6 dice now because I got reduced.
Because you got reduced by 1.
Yep. This can only end horribly.
Mm-hmm. You got you got 2 successes. So you take 2 bashing. 2 resistant bashing damage.
Okay, so 2 bashing. Got it.
Man.
I'm going to keep holding that paradox until I can't anymore.
It's just one day it's all going to just explode.
It's going to be glorious. I swear. It's going to be glorious.
Fucking Yellowstone. Super
all right, so you now have 3 resistant bashing and a casting dice pool of 2. As you contain this... You have a total of 3 bashing damage right now because you only healed 1 from last session. So you got a total of 3. You got a casting pool of 3. I don't think you have any dice penalties at 3 wounds, right?
No.
Okay, so go ahead and make the 3-die roll.
Okay, and that's with me spending willpower already.
No, that is so. Spend your willpower.
Okay, so I spent it. So it's 6 dice now.
So
I'm
it's
rolling
6
for.
dice. Yes.
Okay. Here we go, ladies and gents, and everyone else. Oh boy!
So
I
we
got
rolled a 10.
Nice.
So you got 4 successes. Okay.
Okay.
So you are able to squirrel it away for the next week. You have no idea what happened over the last 2 hours.
Nope.
Everything is gone.
Yep.
I feel great. Where am I?
Who am I? What am I?
Why
Where
am I drunk? What is going on?
Congratulations, you have never been more British.
Wow.
Just push it all down.
Yep. It's great, everybody. It's great.
Doing fine. This is fun.
Okay. I'll let things go ahead. Go ahead.
Kali, you are doing some research in the library.
Yes.
So go ahead and make an academics plus intelligence roll plus 2 dice.
I
One
think
for
our
library, one for arcane library.
Awesome.
You have a 1 dot occult library, and I'm giving you an extra dot from regular library as well.
Okay, you said intelligence, academics, and
2 bonus dice.
2 bonus dice. Got it.
And remember, you may spend a willpower if you so choose.
Got it.
It's up to you.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, that adds 3 extra dice.
Do it.
I'm not enabling or anything.
So that's a 5, and bam.
There you go. Exceptional
That's a-
success.
Those are
Yes.
yeah.
Enthraka, the 9th calamity. He is a Gulmoth, a very specific form of Akamoth. He can only be pulled up in the confines of a Havoc paradox. He must be summoned through a willful expenditure of paradox energy into the world. This is a summoned creature. He is a beast of havoc. He is a beast who seeks to erase, to create perfection through nothingness, to find in the world the darkness and allow it to envelop all. Someone has summoned Enthraka the 9th Calamity into the world and has commanded it to use these creatures to create a hole in the fabric of reality. And it's days away from succeeding.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad. 8 worse calamities, apparently.
Or there are...
Only the 9th one.
You're
We're
a class
fine.
F full
It's only been 9.
No big deal. No big deal at all.
Holy shit! Straight to the sun with this creature.
Oh, goodness.
Wants to.
So, you know that in order to summon him, it requires the willing sacrifice of one of the summoner's fingers. And that finger can never be magically healed. You know that in order to order him to destroy things, given the requires sacrifices of fresh human blood. So in order to create a rend like the one he is attempting to create, required a significant sacrifice. It is entirely possible that 3 teeth may also be missing from the summoner, who, in order to allow this creature to create a rend into the abyss, must sacrifice 3 of his teeth. If there is a way to surround this creature in rare metals like uranium, it will hold fast and not be able to move, not even through the gauntlet. In doing so, it is confined and will lose a point of essence. It can be combated through physical violence once it has manifested as well, but it contains at the very least 3, if not 4, gifts. It contains the ability to cause fear, to cause madness, to psychically assault the mind, and the 4th one is, hang on, I actually built his stat block. And cause someone to hallucinate.
Okay, fear, madness, hallucination. What was the other one?
And psychic assault, psychic blast.
Ah, yay, yummy.
Why do none of these calamities ever randomly create kittens?
Right?
Boom, kittens everywhere.
Too many kittens.
Which, to quote Babylon 5,
It's a bad thing.
to quote Babylon 5, to be nibbled to death by kittens.
So the TLDR version of that is someone summoned something called Anthraka the Ninth Calamity. They sacrificed bits of themselves and lots of other people to order it to make a tear in the veil between reality and the abyss. And he's using these abyssal spiders as the conduit to make that happen by creating psychic static that essentially washes out magical energy and creates a verge that it can then punch through.
It's a good plan.
It is a good plan.
Solid fucking plan.
I'm pretty happy that I came up with it, actually.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
You didn't get that from the book?
No.
That's good. That's solid.
Nice.
Nice.
The smart Bay guy. We're not there, right? She's reading this?
Yeah, she's going
Okay,
through
cool.
the stuff.
Okay, cool.
Kali's just gonna kind of close the book, stand up, walk out, go to her office, and she's gonna dig for her bottle now.
Oh my god. We are the
Joey's got a good campaign when half the characters are alcoholics.
and
You know?
high. This is
I mean, she's Irish. Come on now.
This is fair.
So she goes in, doesn't happen to have any whiskey on her, but she does have vodka, which she doesn't really like, but, you know, it gets the job done.
You're losing your Irish card.
Yeah.
Just vodka. Shame on you.
Oh, for shame. Hey, it's all I could get at this time. Next time, though.
Vodka is only used for sterilizing your tools.
Yeah,
Shh. Why do you think I have it?
that's fair.
That's not terrifying.
Victorian London.
So yeah, she's gonna knock back a couple of shots before she exits her office, try to compose herself, and look around for some people, see who else is around to relay this information.
So while Jekyll is mind screwing himself, Kali is researching. Mole, Reverend, and Anguson, what are you all doing?
Reverend is up in his room, and he is praying.
Okay. Just praying the whole time?
Well, he is probably reaching out for a sign for help, for strength. He's about to go into battle.
Do you have true faith? The merit?
I thought that was just for hunters.
No, anybody could. Oh, no. I mean, not anyone could take it. I'm asking kind of asininely because you will pray, but there will be no answer.
Oh, yeah, no, nor should
Yeah.
there be. Absolutely
Okay.
not.
Okay. Yeah.
But he would sit and he would pray to all the angels, to God himself, for guidance and for strength, that he may end this evil and save the people of this city.
Awesome. And you feel real good about it. Real good.
Kind of. There's no answer. So there's a bit of... He feels good that he's doing it, but at the same time a little empty.
Has there ever been an answer?
No.
Just checking. For my future storytelling purposes. I didn't think there was.
No.
But okay. Mole and Anguson.
As far as Anguson, I made a deal with someone to get more answers, and I want to... Is there a way to see how that went?
It's only been...
with Proserpina?
Oh, yeah, with Proserpina.
Proserpina.
Yeah, you'd have to go find her, but yeah.
Okay, then yes, I will go and try and find her and see if I can't make good on her end of our deal.
Yeah, one sec. I will get back to you in a second because I don't think Moles is going to be quite so involved. We'll find out.
I think I'm just going to go down and tend the well.
Okay.
I'm forgetting all the terminology for the sacred place that provides mana.
The Dements, yeah.
The Dements, yes. And I will grab the task that has accumulated.
What's the size of your... 4? So, unless anyone has collected tasks in the last 3 days, there are 3 pieces of tasks there.
Should we explain the whole task thing and how that works?
Oh yeah, task is coagulated magical goo. It is essentially mana fuels magic, and task is coagulated physical magic mana. Yes. And so if you are at a place of power, like this one, given based on the rank of the place, is how much it can store in physical mana. And so the Chronicle started 3 days ago, so you only get 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
The way it looks, it's the next to the mole's door is another door that goes into the actual area, in which there is a well of pure, clear water. And or was it a fountain? I believe it was a fountain. And inside this fountain is a bunch of just coins scattered along the bottom. And I pull up 3 of them. And they have weird symbols on all of them. And I put one of them in my pocket and I hold 2 others.
Okay. To resubsume them into you?
No, I'm storing them I'm going to hand them to other people.
Oh, okay. Cool. So having collected the tasks, anything else? Yeah.
That's all I can think to do because I don't know about the weaknesses.
Okay. And then Anguson's going to head out, and I would imagine you're going to go to the Feather and Beard Inn just by the Tower of London?
Yep.
All right. So you head in, and it's not very busy. There's just a couple of patrons in there, and the same bartenders behind the bar.
All right. I will ask for... Was it a specific drink?
No. I'm actually looking at what it is. You probably should, too.
Oh.
There's a call sign and a counter sign.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll ask for a drink, and then when he gives it to me, I will show the coin.
We don't take wooden pennies here, lass.
No one does. That's what makes them so good. Useful. She said it right, I didn't. No, I'm kidding.
That's why it's such a perfect coin.
That's why it's such a perfect... That was the word I was missing. That's why it's such a perfect coin.
Right. Have a seat. And a few minutes later, the same person settles up. Hi, Anguson.
Hello.
This is a young woman. Kind of long black hair tied into a bun. She apparently is a barmaid here. Or at least is dressed like that. So you're looking for the information I was looking at?
Yes. I wanted to see if you'd found anything yet as far as what we had discussed.
Well, a little bit. We discussed that it was an Akamoth, yes?
Yes.
Given its connection to mental sorts of fuckery, I do believe it might be of a subgenus called Gulmoth, which is a form of domineering abyssal entity that seeks not only to create chaos. First of all, it requires a summoning. It is not drawn through accidentally. Secondly, I believe that some of the easiest ways to rid yourself of them One of them is simply to assault it with magical energies until you have reduced its essence to minimal and it disperses back to the abyss. You cannot permanently destroy it over here, mind you. You can only send it back where it came from. However, there are certain heavy metals that can be used as a binder for most of these sorts of creatures, keeping them in place and weakening them over time. I don't know what your time frame here is, but if you can find some heavy metals, mercury, specific forms of lead, cesium, no. That's not a metal, by the way.
I was going to say, that's a little too evolution.
Yeah.
You're going to kill it with heads and shoulders. All right. And one of the other questions do we know is killing it will kill the parasites as well that it's controlling?
Oh, that's a harder question because this is a new phenomenon, and I'm very fascinated by what you find at the end of this tunnel. But it is entirely possible when you sever a sympathetic connection that the creature attached to that sympathetic connection simply starves. However, if it is feeding off of the energy of those who it's already attached to, there's a possibility that they will remain and simply stay as a parasite on a host.
Let's see.
What?
And do we know if there's simply parasites? There's nothing else that they can do other than feed off their host.
Oh, they will make them comatose and eventually kill them.
What they're really them in any antibiotic, just to be safe.
Yes, what they're really looking for is people like us, or other supernatural creatures with whom they can truly feed off of. And so these spiders are walking around looking for tastier dinners. If this were my knot to untangle, I would ask myself, is there a way to use the master to send some sort of destructive impulse to the slaves?
A very good question.
I don't have an answer to it, by the way.
I've assumed as much.
Yeah.
But definitely a good question to ponder. I appreciate that. We do know, as you requested to be kept abreast of what we have discovered, that it is in this plane. It appears to be at the bottom of Harmony House. And our time frame is rather limited. It appears to be very close to achieving what it came for.
Well, that's concerning. What did it come for?
That's still working on that bit.
Oh, good. Well,
I remember what she knows that hasn't been known by Callie yet, who hasn't shared. So
yeah.
Sorry if I messed that up.
Yeah, no worries. But that's what I've been able to find so far. I don't know if I can... I'll continue looking. I've been through the Order's sizable vault on mystical threats, and I didn't have a description, so I was going off of what I could.
Much appreciated. Near as we can tell from a description, I was told it was a large tentacled mass with a green star behind it.
Huh. I've never heard of anything like that, but it certainly will help me narrow things down a bit.
The couple that saw it seemed a bit frazzled, so not entirely sure how
They are
accurate
madness demons, so that is, or madness entities.
No, that's a comforting thought.
Yes, well, I mean, madness and abyssal gook, yeah.
Ooh.
I would not wear my best outfit then.
That would be advisable, indeed. Anything else I can help you with at the moment? This has given me a new lead to go on.
Quit hogging the show. No, if you hear anything within the next few days that would also be useful, I would be greatly appreciated. I believe you know where you can find me.
Indeed.
Just want to send a message. Otherwise, I appreciate you for your assistance, and I will be there when you are ready to collect on my end of our bargain.
Of course.
Have a good day.
You as well. And you make your way back. And thanks to narrative perfection in role-playing, everyone meets back at exactly the same time. Hey, look at that! How everything took like exactly the same amount of time!
How convenient.
I know!
Oh, I went in 8.
We get through London in an hour.
Did all of you not eat?
I had a drink.
Never mind.
I had day-old stale bread.
I am
Sounds
fasting.
about right.
I had vodka, so potatoes.
Okay. I do not believe we should go drunk, but
I believe the term you're looking for is potato soup.
is anyone in need of some tasks? I believe that the Reverend should carry at least a piece.
Yes, we'll take one.
Who else would like one? Jekyll, you've spent a lot of resources. Has your reserves been tapped?
Well, now that you mention it, I do feel rather famished and quite...
You're not sure why you spent a lot of resources, though.
Yes, why am I so tired and seem spent? What happened?
You were there.
What do you mean? I was in my office the whole entire time.
No, you weren't. You were with us. All.
Do you not remember the surgery?
Oh, how did that go? Wait, what?
Did it eat his memories?
Did you... Are we...
That thing did a number on you.
What thing? What is going on?
Are you some sort of doppelganger?
Excuse me, imposter? Are you an imposter?
What? I mean...
Oh, yes. Yes, I am.
What's Jekyll's favorite color?
Being an imposter?
What's your favorite color?
I don't have a favorite color.
All right, that was a trick question. Well done. You succeed.
Is this a thing... I think... Would any of us know that he could do something like... Well, none of us have mind.
I mean, you could take a look under the hood.
I have a tiny bit of mind, but I don't know if I would necessarily know how capable that is. I would like to cast mental scan on him, though.
You would like to cast what scan?
Mental scan? It allows me to see his emotional state and surface thoughts.
Absolutely. You can do it to touch unless Jekyll doesn't let you touch him for some reason.
I don't think Jekyll would ever... I see him at this point object to it.
Okay. And duration only needs to be instantaneous, so there's no reaches involved. You have your basic dice pool, and it would have to be instantaneous, so there's one reach involved. So you will have your base dice pool. What is your base dice pool for that?
Let's see. So
Gnosis plus mind.
3, mind 1.
So you have a
And
base dice pool of 4.
Empathy or investigation.
I
And
think investigation.
More in investigation than I do in empathy.
Yeah. Well, you'll be maxed out at 3 dice either way. 3 additional dice.
Investigation.
So, there's no other negatives to this, really. I don't think. No. So, yeah, 7 dice. Just a quick bloop.
3, 1.
So it'll be a 3 bonus dice to the roll.
Which it did not pop up to add. Come on. Be a good little spell.
I mean, that's one way to,
Dang!
Okay, 2 successes. He has carved out a hunk of his memory and put it in a dark little hole where he cannot access it.
Oh, well. I suppose that's one way of... Well, no, that's not really a good way to emotionally support. He's not any kind of imposter. He is himself. He decided he didn't want the memory of what we did.
Oh, I understand that.
I don't think I can blame him for that.
Well, could
Under the
someone? I
Oh,
am
hey,
now.
wait, one other thing. He's not the only person in there.
Oh,
Oh!
He shares a sympathetic connection to the same thing the spiders do.
Oops.
Oh, he's not alone.
That means he's not alone.
Is he transmitting?
I don't know transmitting may be a strong word for it, but he is connected now. It appears likely to the entity we are going to need to destroy.
Can we break that?
That's a good question. Would I be able to know that? I only have mind, basic mind.
That
The
might be,
one who's best at mind is now a little compromised.
that could be prime effect, maybe?
You could probably do it with a good amount of prime.
I could give it a shot. What?
Cleanse pattern.
Yeah, I would do a trick. That would break it.
I don't have that.
Well, you don't have it as a rope, but if you've got prime 3, you can do it.
it would just be improvised casting.
Yeah.
Oh, what does that do? Okay.
So anything you want to do to make it more powerful causes reach. Reach causes paradox. And this will have additional paradox effects. But you can try and cleanse the connection for sure.
We need more paradox in our lives.
You really
right.
do.
Paradox is our friend.
I could try.
Well, now it is your friend. Way to go.
I could try to break the connection, but it's not something I'm particularly good at. So it might, I don't know, make his head explode.
I would prefer to have my head.
That's a possibility.
I mean, to be honest, your head might just explode anyway from this thing being attached to you. We don't know what it can do when you get in there.
Again, what is this thing you're all referring to?
Listen, it's a whole thing. Don't worry about it. Do you
have it-
guys want me to try and do this?
You have an arcana moth in your head.
Oh, well, that's terrible.
We need to remove that link.
All right.
I won't ask. I think I'm already confused enough.
But if we're
Well,
going to...
clearly you didn't want to know, so I don't see why we should tell you now.
True, but I'm not. I will admit, though, having the Reverend in my head is not exactly what I would call desirable.
All right, I will choose not to take
I would too. I know what I'd be up to.
Well, in that case, I hope my sins do not offend you, Reverend.
I don't think they will. But here's what's going to happen. Because I don't want to endanger the people here. You and me are going to go to a nice little lot. And I want to take him... I'm sure I kind of know different areas.
Oh my god, yeah.
Unabandoned, fuck off. There's, nothing here. This is where shit goes down, probably, because there's, no one around. So I want to take a nice long walk to this abandoned, place, or an abandoned warehouse or something.
Sure.
So that we're not near any immediate humans to get hurt.
Okay.
Sorry, I just like the way that sounds. Our bruiser. We're gonna take a bit of a walk.
Just meet me down by the river, and we'll go visit the rabbitses, and it'll be fine.
So I bring him to this warehouse. It's summer, right? It's hot as hell.
Yeah, it's early August.
Is it daytime or nighttime?
Late afternoon. Late afternoon.
Okay, all right. So we're in this warehouse. All right. Now, again, I don't know how to do this, so I'm going to do my very best. All right.
My confidence is so reassured.
All right. So to cast this spell, you will start with a base dice pool of Gnosis 3, Prime 3. You will want to you will have touch. I am echoing hard from someone.
Yeah, that.
Anybody else hear that?
Bohemian is because you don't have headphones. Is your
Is it me?
No, wait, mute yourself and then Throck starts saying stuff.
Okay. I am now starting to say things, and there's no echo. Yeah.
Yeah. The headphones.
Can't. Yeah.
We're just earbuds.
Yeah.
I use
Buds.
earbuds.
Yeah.
They're like $10.
Who doesn't love buds?
Buds,
yo.
brah.
Just buds, brah. Okay.
All right, so I have my Prime,
You've got Prime 3,
and I have my Genosis.
Gnosis 3.
And is there anything else I need to click?
You will, do you want to make it instant?
How long would it take if not?
So at your level for a Prime 3 spell, it would take like 3 hours.
We're probably not doing this until tomorrow, right?
I don't know. I'm not you.
No, let's just make it instant. Fuck it.
Love it. So I get to roll 1 paradox die.
Okay, well, hold on. Is that what that means? Because you didn't preface it.
I
with
didn't
that.
actually say that
Like, I was
beforehand.
just
Yes.
trying to do a
If you
contract.
make it instantaneous, so here's your risk reward, right? Someone might come by and interrupt this whole rigmarole if you're in an abandoned warehouse for 3 hours, right?
That's a good point. Okay. All right, we'll make it instant. Let's have some. Let's do this.
It's only
Giving
1 die.
It's only one
It's actually 3 dice because he's directly connected to the Akamoth. But you also get to add a number of bonus dice equal to your Gnosis, as long as you can give me good reasons to, using the yantras, like your
yantra? Okay.
yeah, like a path tool or an order tool or something like that.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Reverend's not pleased with what happened with Miss Havish.
Respect.
He knows that it was everybody, but he definitely knows the moral grayness of both the mole and Jekyll. So he would probably blame them. So my yantra and my tools are I have this like iron cross that I sort of carry, almost made of like rebar, sort of. And he kind of carries that on his belt under his jacket. So it's about like crowbar size.
Yeah.
So he has that. So what I think I'm going to do is use that. And I am going to take it and I am going to whack him in the chest with it because
I love that.
That's how my yantra works.
Yeah.
So
I had a feeling.
So what I'm going to do is in the warehouse, or should we roll first, see how successful it is before we?
No,
I
it
roll?
sounded like you were narrating something interesting. What are you saying?
So he's in the warehouse.
Yeah.
And I want to say to him, as I open up I take off my jacket, my Reverend jacket, and I put it down, and there you can see the cross hanging. Pull it out of my belt, and I grip it. For I look upon you in the pains of evil, and I've reached from those wretched claws. Take my hand and stand strong. And I am going to basically kind of wind back and just start approaching him. And just say, hands out the way and stay still. I don't want to hit anything important.
Just keep
He says that's
face.
just the way to go.
If you don't mind, I would like to have a face at the end of this.
Not in the face.
Don't worry, Jekyll, I won't kill you.
Oh, that's so reassuring.
Okay. I love that. That's amazing and everything I was hoping for. So, why don't you go ahead and roll me... Why don't I go ahead and roll 3 dice?
So it's just Genosis Prime, and then what am I doing?
I got no paradox successes. That's fine. All right. So you will have a total of 9 dice on this pool. So Gnosis plus Prime plus 3.
Here we go. No successes.
3 successes.
3 successes.
Yeah!
So do I describe my
Yes, please.
Nimbus? Okay. So as I approach him with the cross, kind of. I said wind back, but he's probably like holding it like in front of him.
Yeah.
So it, like as he's walking.
Yeah.
And as he's walking, it's the whole area around him begins to get very hot. Not sure if it's actually happening or not, but it looks almost like steam rising from the ground where he's walking, and everything. You get that sort of hazy look, and above the Reverend's head is this sort of. It looks like a red hot molten halo that's just like forming around his head as he is just glaring intensely at Jekyll with holding the cross. And as he says the prayer again, he just winds back and in like an instant just and slams the shit out of him with the cross right into his chest.
Take 3 bashing damage.
Hey.
That's
how I cast spells. I'm sorry.
Now I start getting negatives, Throck.
Okay, yeah, but these are healable. These are not one falls off every day, no matter what. These are, or one falls off every 3 days for a resistant bashing. These are actual bashing damage because you just got hit in the head with a crowbar or hit in the chest with a crowbar. Yeah, or rebar or whatever. Yeah, just pain.
I use the crowbar stats for it essentially. Yeah.
As this happens, you feel the connection break, Jekyll. And I'm going to say you two are closer to Harmony House than Mole, Kali, and Agassiz when this happens. So you will feel this first. But the other 3 of you who are back at St. Brigid's will also feel this after a moment. Mystically speaking, everything goes quiet for just a second. And then there is a shockwave of energy that passes by you. This is not energy that you think is related to what you felt from this thing, or from that, from those parasites. Someone in the direction of Harmony House, someone in the direction of Harmony House just woke up. A mage just awoke at Harmony House. And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Fuck. Isn't that what the spiders want to eat?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Shit. Shit.
Well, I'm never missing Sunday Mass.
Oh.
Power of Christ compels you.
Ow.
Stop touching tentacle demons.
Ow.
I just like the idea that through Jekyll, you beat the magic into somebody.
Oh, I beat the magic out of him, technically. I beat the magic away from him.
And, yeah, I just thought it was a good, sympathetic moment to have that one thing break when something else explodes. Are they connected? I don't know. No one really knows how people wake up. But you're going to find out soon in the next episode of Wardens of Whitechapel, next week, here on Welcome to the Party. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us tonight. My name is Throck, also known as Sean. I am your storyteller and co-founder here at Welcome to the Party. You can find me on the tweeters at ThrockPlays. And I am here. The next time you can see me here is Friday nights at 9 p.m. for our Dungeons & Dragons game. And then Sunday at 1 p.m. for our Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay campaign. Tonight was awesome. You guys were amazing. Everybody gets a beat. Everybody gets an experience and 3 beats. SEAN, Crystal Fire. The proper way to spell it. Just FYI. Say. No judgment. Someone else spells it Sean. Sean.
Sean Bond.
Thanks, Kai Mellon. It was great having you here. So that's me. Let's go around and get thoughts, reactions, shout-outs from the team. And this time we'll start with Bohemian Guff.
Like, are we still live? Or?
Oh, yeah, we're 100% still live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're closing out the show for the
We
evening.
did it afterwards. Hello, Bohemian Guff, and oh god, this was fun. Lots more, a little darker than the first one, but so much more fun.
Yeah.
I can't even process my thoughts right now.
That's all right. I love your character. I love what happened tonight. I thought tonight you did some awesome shit. I thought everybody was awesome tonight, which is why you're all getting an experience in 3 beats. If you didn't have that before, experience in 3 beats. Who next? Jekyll.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jackie, who's playing Jekyll, also known as Death by Mage on the internets. And holy cow, I did all the things I wanted, which was more paradox.
You're also a world-renowned D&D artist.
Whatever. Oh yeah, Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. So, also, I have released today the Jubilexian Ooze playable race on the DM's Guild today. You can check that out.
Ooh.
Slimes just want to adventure too.
Slimes just wanna have fun.
I'm not gonna lie, I sang that entire song that way for like hours the day I was finishing it. And also, you can check out Artifacts of the Guild, which is 260 magic items that you can for your next D&D campaign, which is doing super well right now.
Yay!
Until the Heroes of Baldur's Gate came out and then knocked us down.
Aww.
But that's because it's a good book.
Yeah. Kevin!
Hi, I'm Bisonic Kevin on the Twitters. I'm all over the Discords too. I don't have too much to plug right now. I don't have too much going on. So, yeah, follow us on the Discord and keep hanging out.
Sweet. Okay.
Hello, I am Kate, or as I am known online, Undead K. You can find me on Twitter at K_undead. I have a thing that I'm working on some art right now, and it will be posted soon to my Facebook page, Creations by Undead K, all one word. If you want to check it out sometime, feel free.
I'm typing that. Creations by Undead K. Boink! There we go.
I also forgot to talk about what I liked about the game.
What did you like about the game?
It was just I liked the compounding all the magic onto the most perfect doctor.
Yes, you made the most perfect doctor this evening.
Everybody buffed K to become the greatest surgeon.
Best surgeon in Victorian era London.
Indeed. Even without the magic. And last but not least,
That's right.
Mr. Zombie Love Juice, Evan Jennings,
Hello.
6'4".
I am Evan. I'm Evan Jennings 64 on Twitter. I am Zombie Love Juice on Instagram and other things. Oh man, this was awesome. I had a good time. I'm glad I finally got to hit something. I feel like there's more of that to come, which I'm excited about, because moles beat that thing's ass back into the hole it came out of. Also, though, fuck that thing. I'm very scared to fight it because it sounds absolutely terrible.
I'm very excited by my creation.
Yeah, that's never a good sign when the DM says that. When he says the villain's my favorite. That's going to be a rough one. But I'm excited to see what it can do. I'm excited to see that creepy man. You guys remember the weird-eyed man? Are we going to have to deal with him, too? We haven't
Oh,
seen
yeah!
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah,
Like the doorman.
No, that maybe.
No, I thought the doorman was a sleeper?
Sleepwalker.
Walker.
Sleepwalker.
And he had no genitals. He was like smooth like a Ken doll.
He was smooth like a Ken doll.
Smooth like a Ken
With
doll.
clear
Yeah,
gooey
eyes.
eyeballs.
I hope that thing is not the one that awoken.
So I'm excited to see more of this. I'm just excited to play more of it. And this was awesome. I can be found actually on another game, Sabat 66, on this channel every other Saturday. Is the next one
Including this Saturday, yes.
This Saturday, yes. And where I play an evil vampire, which is very fun. We're playing Vampire the Masquerade. A V20, I believe, right?
Yeah, V20.
So it's an older system.
Yeah.
And other than that, I have a YouTube channel called Beyond EMH where I run an evil campaign for my friends, and it's outlandish and getting out of hand slowly, but quickly. And yeah, that's about it.
Sweet. And with that, we're going to go right to our dear friends over at Soul Bear RPG, who are, I believe, running Teldorai this evening.
Hold on, you didn't advertise our sponsors or the Patreon.
Oh my god, I need to thank our sponsors.
Thing.
I would like to thank our sponsors so much, and that's Devin Rue at RueInc.com, the mistress of fantasy maps, where you can go and get all of your finest map creations. And then, of course, Tabletop Loot, a fine purveyor of tabletop loot such as dice. And last but not least, of course, is So Nerdwear. So Nerdwear, it's what the nerds wear. It's also where you can find our merch. All sorts of awesome welcome to the party stuff. I'm working on the t-shirt for Wardens of Whitechapel right now, and we'll have that hopefully by next week.
Is Cocaine and Leeches going to be in that?
I think it has to be now. Can someone write that down for me in our Mage Discord so that I remember it? Because otherwise it will not. And last but not least, you should check out our Patreon. It's the best way to support the channel. There you can find all sorts of different stuff that only the patrons can see. You can get in on patron-only chats, and we get more of the money than we do off Twitch, which is great, and we love it when you subscribe here because you get awesome emotes and whatnot. And we love it when you get bits here because it gives these people perks and awesome stuff. But we are trying to create what is essentially PBS for RPGs, where we are able to underwrite great artists and writers across the internet and then showcase our stuff here on the channel. So check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/WelcomePartyRPG. And with that, thank you all for hanging out tonight. We are going to go raid our dear friends at Sober RPG, who are, I believe, running Taldora New Dawn this evening, which is a D&D 5e game set in the world of Critical Role Season 1. So thank you all for hanging out, and we will see you next week here on Wardens of Whitechapel.
Bye.
And
Don't do drugs, kids.
Too late.
I do love how we are all becoming more and more dysfunctional as Mage. It's like,
I mean, this is why I love Mage, because